Good morning all and a warm welcome. We request all the dignitaries to please come up to the stage.
We request all the parents also to join the clapping, please. We congratulate the BIAC batch 2018-2023 as they embark upon a new journey towards life. We can all have a round of applause now as our EMARC students commence the grad walk. We congratulate the EMARC batch 2021-2023 as they embark upon the new journey towards life.
Thank you everyone. A very good morning to one and all. I, Shipra Shenoy, third year student of BR, along with Mrunmay ma'am, the assistant professor at CTES College of Architecture, welcome you all to the 5th convocation ceremony at CTES College of Architecture. A hearty congratulations to the BR students batch 2018-2023 and MR students batch 2021-2023 for successfully graduating.
Talent and skills are the crop that are nurtured, groomed, and given all possible opportunities to grow and bloom. Graduation Day is the celebration of the harvest of this crop. This is a much awaited event in every student's life as it gives the returns of efforts put in by the students throughout their academic journey. It is a day full of joy, a day about pride and accomplishment, a day of celebration. It gives a sense of achievement and sense of responsibility towards fulfilling further commitments. It fills the heart with mixed feelings, fulfillment and sadness, anxiety and eagerness. Say goodbye to the comfortable and secure life within college and get ready to march to the beat of the business world. There is a lot more to come, goals, challenges and opportunities. Anything is possible when you just believe in yourself. As an architect, you design for the present with the awareness of the past for the future which is essentially unknown, said by Norman Foster. How right or how true is that? Didn't you all come here as students with dreams and hopes to design a better future for yourself? Yes, you all went round and round in circulation diagrams. You forgot and fought for the perfect drafting lines. You messed up with your juries. You bunked. You stayed up all night finishing that one last concept sheet. But then look how far you all have come. You learned, you excelled, and you achieved. And today, you graduate towards the glory of life. Now, we request the dignitaries to kindly come and light the lamp. May the brightness of this lamp enlighten each and every one of us with knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you. We will begin the convocation ceremony on an auspicious note. The Ganpati Vandana performed by our first year students Riya Gurav and Ruchi Khavnekar.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोस्तुकाय गानमत्याय गानोस्तुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुवैद्यगलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मधराराध्याय गुरुपुत्र पवित्राते गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गुणगुल्फाय गुन्दगन्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणाधीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Thank you. We request everyone to please rise for the playing of Mumbai University anthem Vishwa Vidyalaya Geetham.
सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया मुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् इदं सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया मुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् कलाशास्त्रवाणिज्यशाखाभिरूढा अमूढा विमुक्ता विहङ्गा वयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् इदं सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया मुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् सत्यं वदामो धर्मं चरामो नयामो नृणां दुःखभारं लयम् सत्यं वदामो धर्मं चरामो नयामो नृणां दुःखभारं लयम् स्वकार्ये रतानां सदा जागृतानां भवेत्किं भविष्येति तस्मात् भयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् इदं सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया मुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् युवा स्यात् बलिष्ठो युवा स्यात् गरिष्ठो युवा ध्येयनिष्ठो विभूयाद्वयम् युवा स्यात् बलिष्ठो युवा स्यात् गरिष्ठो युवा ध्येयनिष्ठो विभूयाद्वयम् यदि स्यात् युवा राष्ट्रकर्तव्यनिष्ठा समानेर्ततत्त्वं विलोकत्रयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् इदं सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया मुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् वन्दामहे भारतं पूजनीयं स्वदेशात् परं नास्ति देवालयम् वन्दामहे भारतं पूजनीयं स्वदेशात् परं नास्ति देवालयम् अत्रैव सर्वे प्रतिष्ठापयामो ममत्वेन सार्धं समत्वं वयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् इदं सुन्दरं मन्दिरं शारदाया मुम्बापुरी विश्वविद्यालयम् कलाशास्त्रवाणिज्यशाखाभिरूढा अमूढा विमुक्ता विहङ्गा वयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम् शृण्वन्तु सर्वे दृढं निश्चयम्
We have been graced by esteemed dignitaries to celebrate this occasion. We are highly honored and feel privileged by their presence here today at CTES College of Architecture. Our guest of honor, Architect Prasanna Desai sir, members of Governing Council of CTES College of Architecture, Shri Ramesh Mapankar sir, Shri Deepak Chauhan sir, our founding principal and ex-director, Professor Anil Nagraj sir, our principal of CTES College of Architecture, Professor Alka Tavri ma'am, and we are also extremely honored to have with us Architect Purnima Raje ma'am. Thank you all for gracing us with your presence. On behalf of CTES College of Architecture, we would now like to present our dignitaries with Convocation stole and hereby extend our warm welcome. I would like to call our principal, Alka Tavri ma'am, to welcome Architect Prasanna Desai sir. I would like to now call upon Anupreeta ma'am to present stole to Shri Ramesh Mapankar sir. I would like to call upon Tanvi ma'am to present stole to Shri Deepak Chauhan sir. I would like to call Kalyani ma'am to present stole to Architect Purnima Raje ma'am. I would like to call Pooja ma'am to present stole to Professor Anil Nagraj sir. I would like to call upon Shweta ma'am to welcome our principal, Professor Alka Tavri ma'am. Thank you all.
So without much further ado, we now request Shri Ramesh Mapankar sir to address the graduating batch of our college.
Namaskar. Dear PR and remark students, it is an honor to be amongst you today, celebrating this milestone in your journey. Your education here, your journey doesn't end here. Lifelong learning is the cornerstone of success. Remember that everything in the life requires a strong foundation of principles, ethics, and experiences. Your education here has laid the groundwork for your future endeavors. When faced with challenges in your dynamic and ever-evolving field, channel your inner architect, be flexible, find creative solutions, and adapt to unforeseen circumstances. Communicate clearly, listen actively, and build strong professional relationships. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. I will repeat, the teamwork makes the dream work. Understand it? Consider the environmental impact, social equity, and the economic viability of your designs and decisions. Architecture is not just about buildings. It is about enhancing lives, creating spaces that inspire, and leaving positive legacy. Today's convocation makes a significant milestone. In conclusion, dear students, go forth with confidence, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. You are not just architects, you are builders of dreams, creators of spaces, and guardians of our shared future. Congratulations to you, your parents, your teaching staff, entire staff, administration of our institution. Namaskar. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, sir. We welcome Dr. Professor Vidya Gauri Lele ma'am, and we request Rashmi ma'am to present her with a stole. Ma'am, we request you to come to the stage. We would now request Professor Anil Nagaraj sir to kindly address the students of the graduating batch.
Good morning. It is celebration time, and all of us are here together to celebrate your success. So welcome to the celebration. I'm happy to be invited here, and I thank Professor Alka Tauri for inviting me, as well as the our founding, when I took over with the secretary, Mr. Mapankar, who was such a great support in the initial years, and Mr. Deepak Chauhan. It is wonderful to have with us as a guest of honor, and of course Purnima Raje, who also has been playing an active role in the college. I'm happy to welcome my old friend and a well-known architect and academician, Prasanna Desai. It's wonderful to have all of you here today. And of course, we also work together with Principal Vidya Gauri Lele, and it's nice that even she can grace the occasion. So, the college is in its 10th year, and it's like a landmark year. And all of you are graduating. You've been through 5 years, and are now into the profession. As you must have already realized, it's a very vast arena. The profession of architecture is not limited to just a few things. It's a matter of scale. You're dealing with, small houses, buildings, infrastructure, factories, housing, public spaces, city planning, regional planning. So it's such a vast arena in front of you. But the most important thing is that you're always designing for people, and people matter. So you have to really make sure that you understand people and do things in the best interest. Whether right now, as you know, there are a lot of challenges. A lot of things are in the news where the government takes decisions and large infrastructure projects are taken up. Now, what role do we have to play? We have to see in that. How do we, impact, the decision makers, so that we can get an environment which is more appropriate to all of us. As architects, we are thinking people, analytical people, and creative people who have this great dream of solving the problems of the world, and we have to see how best, we approach that. So there'll be a lot of challenges, of course, and it's not an individual effort. We are a part of a huge collaborative team. We don't work singly. We have to be a part of a multidisciplinary team. Then we have challenges from the environment, the construction industry, the political dispensation, the administration, and each one has its own, agenda. Now, how we, have our own agenda, how we try to see how we can impact we have to be firm on our principles, make sure that we practice with integrity, honesty, and dedication. You know. So it's a wonderful field, and there's so much you can do, and you have to decide what you will do. I just remember a few lines from a song. You know. इंसाफ की डगर पे बच्चों दिखाओ चल के, ये देश है तुम्हारा, नेता तुम ही हो कल के, अपने हो या पराए, सबके लिए हो न्याय, देखो कदम तुम्हारा हरगिज़ न डगमगाए, रास्ते बड़े कठिन हैं, चलना संभल संभल के. So, I wish you a great future. It's a great field. Don't be disheartened. There's a lot of things, you know, out there, and just see how you can play a role and be successful and be happy in whatever you do. All the best.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. We would now request our principal, Professor Alka Tawri ma'am, to address the students of graduating batch of the college as they embark on this new journey into the world.
Hello. Can you hear me? All of you? Okay. So a very good morning to everyone present here. Respected Mapankar sir, Deepak sir, founding principal Nagrat sir, Purnima ma'am and Vidya ma'am, admin staff, faculty members, graduating students and parents. A very good morning to all of you. We are lucky to have today with us Architect Prasanna Desai as a guest of honor. Welcome, Architect Prasanna Desai. So Convocation is the biggest academic event for any institute. Another year, another batch of students going out in the field fills us with pride and joy. Today, we are officially sending you in the demanding professional world where life will be spent in creating buildings which are going to bring joy to the life of users. So why this batch is closer to us? Taking names of each one of you will make my speech very long because you are 87 today and 11 of MArch. So it's a very long thing. I will take a few names which are samples of the work that you people have done. There are some of you with whom I had an opportunity of heart-to-heart talk, which gave me energy to sustain for long and grueling hours that I spent in my cabin. These names are not necessarily in the order of my love for the person. So I remember Nadia, and when I take a name, please either stand up or wave your hand so that people know whom I'm talking about. So my love for Nadia, ever smiling, while talking and listening intently, introducing me to AI, an intelligent podcast. Thank you, Nadia. Anushka Sheth, for a long and graceful pause. Where is Anushka? Long and graceful pause that she takes before starting her sentence with a so. Salika, Nadia, Anushka Sheth, and Mugdha, for the graceful and intelligent debates that made us happy and proud, for they understood the intent behind the topic chosen. Mugdha, also for her traditional folk dance. Where is Mugdha? Ha. For her traditional folk dance performance in Arkinova. Aparna, our ever smiling sports captain who worked doubly hard in the studios. The DD topic and her narrative were so engaging. Salika and Aparna also worked with us on a project of ethos. Divya Gupta, Neha Parab, and Ashish Chevalkar for the wonderful designs and presentations. Durgesh, Ashish, Somshankar, and Himanshu for their hands-on work. They were a big help in last year's Kala Ghoda installation. Rishabh Sanghvi for performance, well as NASA secretary. Angela for wonderful art that she created. Pooja and Isha, Payoja and Isha for wonderful dance. And not to forget Kevin as their partner. Where is Kevin? Is he here? No, okay. But Payoja and Isha are there. Grishma for her writing skills. Sahil and Umesh for beautiful graphics. I also remember Soham for his Ganesh Chaturthi celebration in that purple attire. I remember you, when he was the General Secretary. Sushma Pal for her first year AD studio. Isha and Vidhi made us proud by securing runner-up position in D.Y. Patil student conference. A lot of students from this batch gave us a huge recognition in the sports arena. So this batch gave us, and this I'm talking only about BIAC, so Mark, don't be disappointed. So this batch gave us a wonderful football team consisting of Rishikesh, Chinmay, Naveen, Vrishang, Manan, Manav, Pranay, both, Dev, Krishna, Mihir, Yash, Amay and Dhritiman. Without you all, our football team has disintegrated. Kevin and Nirnay for badminton, Amay Gavde for cricket, Payoja, Salika, Anushka Jana and Aparna for basketball, Om Gugane for volleyball and table tennis, Yuvraj and Sanskar for rap, and in Sushti, we found a crusader. List is endless, okay? In our MARC batch, we had Jinay and Prajakta securing position in D.Y. Patil International Conference for students. Dissertation discussion with Parikshit, Prachi, Rashmi, Prajakta, Madhura, Nikita, Abhijit, Supriya and Aksa, Vinaya were all so energizing. Thank you very much. So when a new batch comes, we always talk about our previous batches very fondly. So know that you are in our memories. Girls, your debates are a benchmark for all the coming batches. It was a wonderful debate that you did. On a serious note, remember that there is no such thing as being behind someone. Chart your own path, have competition with yourself. Every day become a better version of yourself. Be humble in life. Humility will take you closer to people with knowledge. And last, piece of advice. Know that no one is indispensable. Institute have much longer life than any human being. So the work goes on with or without you. Remember that CTES COA will always be a part of you and vice versa. Dream that in 20 years' time, you will be chief guest of our Convocation or Foundation Day program. May you dream 100 dreams. And may all your dreams come true. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your encouraging words. And now we turn to the heroes of our event, our dear students who have undergone a journey of knowledge, learning, and accomplishments. We now hear our valedictorians from BArch and MArch who will talk about their journey. To present the valedictorian speech on behalf of BArch, may I request Angela Anthony Meladath to come up on the stage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, faculty, administration, wonderful parents who are still wondering what parametric design means, I'm sure, and my incredible fellow graduates. As I stand before you today, I'm honored and humbled to represent the graduating class of Bachelors in Architecture from CTES COA. Give yourselves a round of applause, guys. We've embarked on an incredible journey together, one filled with sketches late night model building sessions, a minor caffeine addiction, and the occasional existential crisis of where to put the knot on our sheets. Wow, can you believe it? We made it. If someone told us 5 years ago that we'd be here today, we would have probably asked them for their secret to time travel. But jokes aside, here we are, proud graduates in a professional field of design. I want to take a moment to thank the people who made this roller coaster ride possible. To the administration, thank you for keeping the lights on for this extra hours, letting us take our chai up to the studios, waiting for some of us as we ran for our lives for the morning attendance, and creating a space where our wildest design dreams could come to life. A big shout out to our ever-inspiring principal, Professor Architect Alka Tawari, who led us through the labyrinth of architectural academia with unwavering enthusiasm. Your ability to turn mundane announcements into motivational speeches deserves a category of its own at the Oscars. We are beyond grateful for the disciplines of design and life and living that you have shared with us, something we will always remember. Let's not forget our fearless, for some of us used to be principal, dean, and now ex-director, Professor Architect Anil Nagarat, sir. Sir has been the guardian of all blueprints. You've been the guiding light, the voice of reason, and the person a lot of us turn to when our designs seem to lack nothing but a concept. Thank you for your wisdom, your patience, and for your years of experience in the field and the classroom that has deeply impacted each one of us. And of course, a round of applause for the brilliant and slightly sleep-deprived faculty who've nurtured our creativity, endured our endless questions, and somehow managed to decipher our cryptic design concepts. Your dedication to molding us into architects who can both dream big and meet deadlines is nothing short of heroic. So please give yourselves and everyone a round of applause. Thank you so much, faculty, for being with us over these past 5 years. We cannot move forward without thanking our parents, our family, our loved ones. Thank you so much for being in our lives, for the countless sacrifices that you've done, for the endless times we've told you all, let us keep the lights on for another night session for our drawings. Thank you so much. We appreciate you and we are forever grateful for you. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much, parents. Finally, to my fellow graduates, as I stand here surrounded by faces I've come to know so well over the years, it's hard to believe that time has come to say our goodbyes. Today is not just an end, but a beginning, a threshold that each one of us is about to cross into a new and uncharted chapter of our lives. We started this journey as aspiring architects, armed with dreams, sketches, and a passion for creating spaces that speak to the soul. Today we stand as graduates, not just with degrees in our hands, but with hearts brimming with memories, lessons, and a shared sense of accomplishment. The studio became our second home, where the late nights turned into early mornings, our sketches and models, they told stories of our shared challenges and successes. We have unforgettable memories, like being Santas, secret Santas during Christmas for each other, or building a little clay Ganpati loitered a little too long in the library just to catch a chat with the ever so positive, enthusiastic Dheeraj sir. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you, Dheeraj sir. We really appreciate your enthusiasm for the times we were not able to find the right books. Thank you so much. Through it all, we've built friendships that go beyond the classroom, lasting connections that will withstand the test of time. So dear graduates, let's raise our metaphorical T-squares one last time to the memories we've created, the friendships we've forged, the designs that made us question the laws of physics. Here's to a future where our structures stand tall, our creativity knows no bounds, and our sense of humor remains as quirky as ever. Thank you, CTES COA, for this inexplainable journey. May the next adventure be as unpredictable and twice as entertaining. Congratulations, class of 2018-2023. Let's go out there and build a world that is wonderfully eccentric and important for us, and as quirky as our studio discussions. Don't stop believing. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. To present the valedictorian speech on behalf of MArch, may I request Architect Parikshit Vagdhare, sir, to come up on the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I don't have such a long speech like Angela. It's a very nice speech. I just have a small speech. Good morning, everyone from the dais and my fellow colleagues and students. So I stand here today. I'm filled with a deep sense of gratitude towards this esteemed institute. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to CTES College of Architecture for providing unwavering support throughout our journey towards completing our post-graduation, and special thanks for considering my age, ma'am. So I believe this must be the first time you must have encountered with such a wide range of students, graduate freshers from 20s to someone like me in mid 40s. So don't worry, girls, I'm not revealing your age. So we are filled with deep gratitude towards each one of our faculty, Umesh sir, Kalyani ma'am, Dhaval sir, Avni ma'am, Shweta ma'am, our support staff and admin staff. Thanks for your support and dedication and guidance. Have been backbone to our journey to transforming challenges into the stepping stone. Thank you from bottom of our hearts and for believing in us, for pushing us beyond the limits. Special thanks for Alka ma'am for your visionary leadership, support and guidance in providing us such a wonderful faculty and especially practicing experts. Thank you for inspiring us to excel. Initially, I must admit that I found it very challenging to navigate through those corridors alongside with the youngsters like you. It was awkward situation like Munna Bhai stepping into the classroom. However, as the time passed, I adjusted and found a sense of belonging within this vibrant community. This transition wouldn't have been possible without the atmosphere fostered by the faculty and my fellow classmates. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible strength and determination of working women from our batch who juggle multiple roles every day, balancing the demand of home, children, jobs, and academic pursuits. It's not an easy task, and their determination serves us, is inspired us, and I believe they are truly deserved a round of applause. Thank you. Balancing the overall, we are deeply grateful for invaluable experience and knowledge gained during our time over here. I am proud to be part of such a supportive and diverse community. Thanks once again to CTES family for believing in us and providing us with the opportunity to embark on this transformative journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Architect Parikshit. Your dreams are what define your individuality. They have the power to give you wings and make you soar high, as quoted by Oprah Winfrey. We now proceed with the primary event of the ceremony, the conferring of graduation degrees and mementos to both graduating batches. We will begin with the batch of BARC 2018-2023. This batch of college students has been incredibly enthusiastic and proactive. They have shown a genuine passion for both academics and extracurricular involvement. Wherever given a task, they have tackled it with enthusiasm and reliability, making them a go-to people for all faculty members. As seniors, they have been approachable and supportive, setting a positive example for their peers. We are delighted to see them embark on this exciting journey, knowing they will continue to shine and inspire others along the way. Let us now begin with the distribution of the prize degree certificates as a symbol of accomplishment. We would kindly request Architect Prasanna Desai sir to present the degree certificates and request Shri Ramesh Mapankar sir to give the mementos to the graduating students. We request the students receiving the degree to please come forward as their name gets called out. Dhritiman Banerjee, Durgesh Chaudhary, he is not present. Savi Desai, Yash Gangar, Ameya Gavde. I would request students as well as parents to please give them a big round of applause. We now request Shri Deepak Chauhan sir to give the mementos to graduating students. Apurva Guge, Pavan Shankar Gidla, Divya Hankare, Abhitosh Jadhav, is not there. Sanskar Jadhav, Mehak Jain, Soham Kashikar, Som Shankar Kadgaonkar, Mugdha Kautankar, Priyanka Kingre, Aditi Kolgaonkar, Lekha Kurkure, Parshva Mistry, Ankit Pathade, Jayesh Patil, Anushka Powar, Sneha Prabhu, Sunil Prajapati, Sunil. We now request Professor Anil Nagaraj sir to kindly give the mementos to graduating students. Aparna Rai, Yash Sawan, Manav Shah, Revati Vardekar, Saloni Vartak, Akanksha Varange, Salika Zaidi, Akanksha Achari, Dev Ashar, if the student is not present today but parents are, we request parents to please come up to the dais to collect the degree. साहिल बारिया, विधि भानुशाली, आशीष शिवेलकर, साइरन डिसूजा, ओम घुगाणे, दिव्या गुप्ता, संध्या घारदे, अनुष्का जना, प्रणाली कदम, युवराज कुमार कांबळे, अंशल कुशवा, वैष्णवी लोखंडे, प्रणय मुळीक, निधी नानोस्कर, साक्षी पानपलिया, parents, students, please clap for them, please encourage them, they've come a very long way. माधुरी पवन, नेहा परब, ईशा साडवी, We now request Architect Purnima Raje ma'am to give the mementos to the graduating students. Rishabh Sangvi. Smith Satra. Yashasri Sawan. Tirtha Savase. Gaurav Sharma. Anushka Sheth. Nadia Siddiqui. I know everyone can be more louder, please, please. Grishma Vasani. Mihir Valavalkar. Krishna Yadav. Pranay Yadav. Rujula Yadav. Umesh Bhosle. Okay. Sushma Pal. Jai Krishna Nair. Kiran Revendran. Chinmay Mane. पयोजा मानका में ऋषिकेश वावेकर, Naveen Borkar, Man Dave, Man Dave, Now we request our principal, Professor Alka Tavri ma'am, to please give the mementos to graduating students. Divya Kugre, Manan Khagdiya, we can have louder applauses, please. Srishti Mane, Angela, Manav More, Vrushank Varang, Vaishnavi Savan, Nirnay Gada, Ritika Chandekar, Mahima Bhadekar, Shravani Khose, Ritika Varang, Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Warmest congratulations to all. Wishing you all even more success in the future. We will now begin with the batch of Masters, EMAC, 2021-2023. Our third batch of EMAC was an excellent set of students with a variety in background, experience, and interests. Through their work, they have questioned the existing practices, policies, and even materials being used in construction industry. Before we proceed ahead with going ahead with giving them the degree certificates, I would request all the faculty members of masters to please gather around the stage, as we will be calling them to specifically give the mementos to the students. We request Architect Prasanna Desai sir to give the degree certificates. We request Kalyani ma'am to give the memento. Madhura Gayakwad. Prajakta Ganu. Thank you, Kalyani ma'am. We request Umesh sir to please come up the stage. Nikita Karani. Aksa Mirazkar. Thank you, Umesh sir. We request Shweta ma'am to please be on the stage. Prachi Darvi. Parents, students, please, we can have louder applauses. Jinay Sampath. Thank you, Shweta ma'am. We request Dhaval sir to be pleased at the stage. Rashmi Tapke. Can we request everyone to be please seated? Abhijit Tavde. Thank you, Dhaval sir. We request Alka ma'am to please give the moment to the next student. Architect Parikshit Vagdare. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Many congratulations to all.
Today is a milestone. It tells us how far you've come. Keep learning, keep trying, keep accomplishing, and keep venturing on through your journey. Congratulations. The reward for work well done is the opportunity to do more. Hence, to recognize the effort across different verticals of their academic journey, We have an award distribution for both the batches. We now request Architect Prasanna Desai sir to present the awards for academic excellence. The award for the academic excellence through all 5 years of BARC program goes to Ashish Chivelkar sir. Sir. Hearty congratulations to Ashish on this win. The award for the academic excellence through 2 years of MARC program project management to Architect Parikshit Vagdhare.
Congratulations, Architect Parikshit sir. We request everyone who's gathered in the aisle to please be seated. All the parents, students, please be settled down. All the students and parents are requested to settle down quickly. We now request Professor Alka Tavri ma'am to present the Best Thesis Award. The award of Best Thesis in Final Year BARC program, academic year 2022-23 goes to Siren D'Souza for her thesis titled Unveiling Mumbai's Rich Tapestry, A Journey Through History. The dissertation aims to creating a museum that transcends time, unveiling the captivating narrative of Bombay's evolution into the bustling metropolis as it is today. We can have louder applauses, please. And again, request everyone to please settle down. The award for the best thesis in final year MARC program, project management, academic year 2022-23 goes to Architect Parikshit Vagdhare for the thesis project titled Preparing a Decision-Making Tool in Assisting a School Management in Selection of Integrated Advanced Services to adopt the concept of Smart School. Through his thesis, Parikshit proposed a decision-making tool for conventional schools to decide and select advanced building services so that they can adopt Smart School concept in teaching and non-teaching activities. Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations to all the winners. Vince Lombardi has once said, "The will to win is important, but the will to prepare is vital." Hence, a big thank you to all the mentors and guides who have equally worked hard with all the students to dream and achieve these milestones and prepare them for this journey.
As we move ahead with this event, here are a few lines for what we have left behind. In the wait for tomorrow, dreams took the flight. But today, a pause, a sudden embrace. At times, swift current slows its pace. Laughter now echoes where once tears did flow. 5 years endured, yet now they glow. Yet in this moment, a wistful sigh, for the best moments seem to pass us by. In the memories cherished, life's essence we find, and intertwined tapestry, heart and mind. Though onward we journey to new lands unknown, the sweetest moments in our hearts are sown. Dear batch of 2018-2023, we at CTES College of Architecture wish you all grand success for all your endeavors ahead. May you rise and shine.
We now request all the dignitaries to kindly alight from the stage and occupy the sofas. We will take a few moments to organize the stage to make it ready for sir's presentation. We request all the students from all other years to kindly occupy the front area as well as stools in behind. Now we are moving ahead with the next segment of today's ceremony. I request everyone to kindly turn their mobiles on silent. Please settle down. Occupy the empty seats if you are still standing in the aisles. Request all the parents, students and students from all other junior years to please settle down around. If you don't have space, there is empty space at the front of the dais. You can occupy that as well. As we move ahead with this segment, we are extremely honored and privileged to have Architect Prasanna Desai sir as our guest of honor. Request everyone to kindly maintain silence. Born in Calcutta and brought up in Delhi, Architect Prasanna Desai obtained his B.Arch in 1980 and M.Arch in Urban Design in 1983, both from School of Planning and Architecture, SPA, New Delhi. He worked with architect Achyut Kanvende in the early years before joining postgraduate studies and later started his practice with his classmate Narayan Shastri. Together, they won many architectural design competitions in the early part of their career, establishing their practice. After spending over more than 30 years in Delhi, he moved to Pune in 1990, where he currently runs an architectural practice which is involved with urban design issues, emphasizing the role of an architect in public domain with a people participatory approach, focusing on equity and empathy to evolve an approach in affordable housing for the masses, as well as safe and socially shared streets leading to creation of healthy, hygienic and humane neighborhoods. The BSUP Slum Rehabilitation Project was selected by Smithsonian's Copperhead National Design Museum, New York, and was on display as part of the exhibition titled Design with the Other 90% Cities at United Nations in New York in 2012. The firm has designed around 100 kilometers of streets and completed over 50 kilometers in Aun, Pune for PMC and PSC DCL. Last mile connectivity for 5 metro stations for Maha Metro Pune, Akurdi, Pimpri Nilak, Bosri, Saudagar, Nehru Nagar, Raved Streets, Mumbai Pune Road, Spine Road in PCMC and PCSCL, plus streets in Baramati and Kolhapur for PWD and in Mumbai for MCGM. The firm has JK Cement Awards 1993 and 2016, Hudko Design Awards 2013 and 2015, IIID Anchor Awards 2015, 2016 and 2017, and Lexus Design Awards 2019 to their credit, along with numerous published works in various architecture, urban design and landscape magazines. An inspiring teacher, as he has been active in academics for last 4 decades, mentoring and nurturing students all over India. Currently, he is the professor and director at PVP College of Architecture, Pune, and has been guiding force in establishment of Forum for Exchange and Excellence in Design, FEED, an academic platform for students and architects in the city of Pune. He has been a key speaker for the master's class conducted during recent annual NASA convention held at Eranad College of Architecture, Kerala. He firmly believes that architect who is trained to be a sensitive person needs also to be an aware citizen and activist, thus playing a much larger role in development of society and contribute considerably for the betterment of the quality of built environment in the cities. With no further delay, we request Architect Prasanna Desai sir to begin with his presentation on designing a healthy, hygienic and humane neighborhood in the public realm with a 4D approach. Before sir takes over the stage, we request you all to please keep your mobiles on silent. Thank you. Welcome you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's already 12 o'clock sharp. Thank you for inviting me, the trustees, the board of directors, the principal, faculty members. Chalega? Thanks for inviting me, the trustees, the board of directors, principal, faculty members, graduating students, parents and young students who are studying maybe from second year till fourth year. It is always a proud moment to be on a day when you have graduated, and I'm sure all those who have graduated hopefully in 5 years, it was just yesterday that they joined first year, and all the postgrad students who joined 2 years ago. So congratulations and compliments to them, and wish you all the best in their career. Before I start my presentation, a few things about what and how do we take a path. I always believe that this is the first milestone and takes me back to my college days when I graduated way back in 1980. Sounds so alien, isn't it? 1980 is almost 45 years back. I studied in Delhi. I was born in Calcutta, brought up in Delhi, studied at Delhi School of Planning and Architecture, and all those little things that Alka ma'am was saying, Nagaraj sir said, I'm sure these memories will be with you, and all the nights and days that you spent in the studio and off the studio will make you sensitive architects and better human beings also, because architecture is not the only thing. I'm not here to give you a piece of advice, but certain things that we always believe in. When we graduated, it's a long journey, and I believe that the young people today will be at forefront in shaping our built environment. As an architect, we always talk about aesthetics, we always talk about function, and we always talk about all these things. But I think the most important thing is, can we change the quality of life? There are many parents here, they may be wondering what am I going to show, and it is going to be a long presentation, but I will go at a Concorde speed. So quality of life is very important. Can we make a change in the quality of life? This is extremely critical. The second point is it I or is it we? And that was also mentioned by, I think, Anil Nagrath and others, that it is today a day of collaborations, and it has to be we, which is extremely important. It is the ethics, values and trust that you are able to create in your clients and in the society in particular. If we are able to do that, then I think we will have an excellent journey ahead. All the young people, always as architects, we compare ourselves with fellow professionals, and we want to achieve it yesterday only. And architecture is not a profession in which you can have achievements yesterday. It is a marathon. It is a marathon like a doctor, lawyer, or a chartered accountant. And if at all you are any time in any doubt, compare yourself with a doctor. There are many who want to start their practice immediately. I have nothing against that. There is a school of thought amongst our colleagues and professionals also that it is fine. But do you really go to a doctor who has just finished MBBS and MD and let him operate on you? This is the simple question I ask my students. No, you work with a doctor for a number of years, understand the skills, and then you gain experience. So my advice is very simple and direct. Do work. Work in a small office, medium office, large office, whatever office. But an office which cares for you, an office which is willing to nurture you. And that is the kind of office you should be working in. There are 2 or 3 quotes that I always use. We need to have the courage, we need to have the commitment, we need to have the conviction, and we need to have the creativity also blended in. Apart from that, discipline, dedication, devotion and determination will mark success. It is, please understand this quote, it is not your aptitude, but it is your attitude which will decide your altitude. So many of us would be extremely talented, but what kind of a aptitude do you have? And that aptitude is converted through an attitude. And if you don't have an attitude, then you will not be able to scale the altitude. That is one. There's a quote by Dr. Abdul Kalam which said, knowledge is the only capital asset. Knowledge is the only capital asset. Today we want all capital assets. We want house, we want cars, we want shares, we want everything, and that is our capital asset. It may collapse any time. But Dr. Abdul Kalam said, knowledge is the only capital asset. Whatever ups and downs may come in your life. So if you are up and down, maybe because of some reason, it is the knowledge which will be always with you, and from there you can again scale heights. I remember a story which was published in A+D years ago, and that was narrated by none other than architect Charles Correa. Charles Correa mentioned, and he said, it was about Talati in 60s when he was working either in the Corbusier's office or Frank Lloyd Wright's office. When he was coming back, Corbusier or Wright asked him, you are going back to Mumbai. What are you going to do? And Talati mentioned and said, I don't know. He only gave advice, and that's what Charles had mentioned in the Convocation address in 1980s at Delhi School of Planning and Architecture. He said that when you go back to Mumbai or when you start your profession, don't board a train in which everybody is getting in. And I don't have to tell you, you are all Mumbaikars, you know the local trains, it is at VT or it may be at Churchgate. Because everybody is boarding the train, don't try to get into the train. Wait, decide, take a pause, that which journey you want to take. Just because others are boarding that train and want to reach that destination, it may not be your destination. So take a pause, go slow, don't be in a hurry. It is a 40-year marathon journey, like we really say, and it is not a sprint. If you see professionals, Doshi sir worked till 93, Glenn Murcutt 90 plus is still working. And just 2 weeks ago, the noted lawyer, Dr. Soli Sorabji, at 94, he was ready for the day to go to the court. So that is the way our profession is. All the best. Keep these things in mind and then move ahead. Don't be in a hurry. It is good that we want good living. We want good aspirations to be there. But I always say, we need to make profit. We need to make good profit. We want to make very good profit. But after that, the line crosses and then it becomes greed. And I think today the society is in the last phase of everything that we want to procure at the fastest. So sorry for that sermon. Let me move to my presentation. I was told, and thank you for inviting me. I was being asked to come last year also. I couldn't make it, and I'm extremely happy to be here. As I said, that we worked on a lot of competitions in Delhi. Then I shifted to Pune. But currently we work in a specific sphere. So can we have these lights also off so that we can have this screen little darker? Is it possible? And for parents, this is a very simple presentation. It is common man, common sense presentation with no rocket science in it. We share this presentation with bureaucrats, engineers, citizens, traffic police, politicians, anyone and everyone, including architects. So how do you improve the quality of built environment is this all presentation about. So thank you for inviting, and congrats and all the best for the... We always talk about research. So the title is Development Design Pedagogy in Public Realm Through Research. So what is research is a question. When we are at school, particularly maybe at postgrad also, we are keeping on doing what is called as research. So research and design are two integral parts. I don't make any difference. I actively teach in the School of Architecture and I practice in my office. For me, the studio in the college and the studio in the office is exactly the same. Only thing in that in the college, you have the teachers and the tutors guiding you, whereas in the office, we are working for a client. This is Patrick Gaddis. I'm sure all of you have heard this name. And He was a biologist, sociologist, geographer, philanthropist, and pioneering town planner. And he talked about towns, he talks about the quality of life. And these are some of the researches that we have. There's something very close to all of you, and particularly in Maharashtra, SRA towers. Just 3 meters separate SRA towers, and the quality of life is, the research says that there is TB, lack of air and ventilation, lack of vitamin D deficiency. This is the quality of life, and it is a resultant of a built environment. This is another quality of life. These are our old cities, and I don't think the quality of life suffers there in these old cities. So we need to be very clear what kind of a quality of life we want. And these cities are thriving today also. And they are all low-rise, high-density cities. These are good ventilation, good light, terraces, what you call in terms of two buildings so close to each other, what kind of a quality it is. On the left, you can see that I think it has good sunlight also there, and people are meeting each other, talking to each other. So nature. This is community. On right hand side is the community where you are almost at a shaking distance in the hand. Whereas right hand side in a community where we are meeting each other. And all these multi-stories on the right hand side which are there, we really don't know whether the lifts work, whether people come down, whether the water goes up. And that is the way we are building on the right, and what is the way it is on the left. And that is the way we are going on adding and adding. So this was a research in Mumbai Mirror. This was done by IIT Mumbai, where it said that all SRA scheme has these health deficiencies, and it was not released, and it was virtually kept under the table. We have been working on this. This is a G+2 housing. This is Ambiloda for Pune Municipal Corporation Kamgars. You know, the Safai workers who clean our streets. And we are asked that this is to go for redevelopment. We said, why do you need redevelopment? For me, there is no problem with this housing whatsoever. There is a nice balcony, there are clothes being hung, people are meeting each other, until and unless we realize that there is a quality problem in the kind of the building that is there. So the building needs to be redone because the pipes are leaking, the open space is not really active. So that's fine, we will design this. This is what we designed. What we created is, and we believed that we should not have high rise, we should have low rise where you step up. I don't know whether, step up, and the poor people need the open space. Everybody needs the open space, but the poor need it more. So we stepped it back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just walk up. This is a walk up, and this is a cross ventilation. That is a simple solution that we had. These are the living spaces. You can see the yellow, you can see the blue, which are the service spaces. And this is the movement space which has a staircase. And this street which is there is virtually a shaded street because you are stepping backwards. And that is the way this whole thing works. And that is the way the section comes through. And that is the way the vertical pipe shaft comes. So finally, whatever you do needs to also get executed. And that is how we work on this. Not that this project got executed. This was the way it was. This was a commercial building through which we are supposed to cross-compensate this work. And these are the housing for the Safai Kamgar. This is another housing that we did. You can see these kind of houses which are there, and there is an airflow which goes through. That is the composition. This is the open space in between. This is the edge, and it looks like this. Each house has a terrace. And these houses are 400 square feet and 800 square feet. And this was for a builder. But trying to get the open space into a system is the prime requirement that we do. Today we have all done by trainees in our office, but the whole idea is the quality of space. There is another housing that we tried to do in a small plot where we had these kind of duplex on top of duplex with the side setbacks, which became the open space. So this is how it looked like. So you have the garden for the lower people, the flats, you have terraces for the upper, and you have inside space for all these 16 flats. And that is the way it looks. So a housing which is connected to people and for the people in terms of totality of culture, caste. This is what AWHO, Army Welfare Housing Organization, you know, all Army retired officials, it was for them, where we created a housing which was for almost 1,200 dwelling units. And all the army officers come from army cantonments. They believe in green, and that is all the green that we give us. And this green is continuous, where you can walk from here, go down here and go there. So it is against all traffic, and then you have free spaces all around. That is the way this housing was. That is the way this whole housing was built. Terrace is there, open space there, and transformation of open space. And that is the way it looks. Then came and why I shifted to Pune. This was a competition in Sidco, very close to you, near Vashi. Housing Design Idea Competition and Kalamboli, Navi Mumbai. And we participated in the competition and we won the competition, and this is executed. It is in Kalamboli. And this is our drawings, which I will not go. Black and white drawings, 5 drawings that we submitted, and we won one of the 5 prizes, and we got the opportunity to execute it. The jury then was Achyut Kanvinde and Charles Korea and Mr. M.N. Zogalekar. So this is what was the drawings, which I will not go, and this is what was built. It is there in Kopar Kharane, where you have single story houses and you can expand the house up. And now I don't have the latest photographs, but people have expanded up. Whereas these were G+1 houses which are there, and they could also expand and they could also add. So incremental housing is extremely important. Finally, you want to add one more room, and how do you do this? So that was our housing, and that was the kind of streets that were built. This was in 1990 and 1993, and we had the JK award for that. Slum redevelopment, people stay like this on the ground floor, and we want to do slum redevelopment, but we don't want to give them good quality of life. Finally, quality of life is important. So how do you analyze this? So when this was done, they actually stay outside, and this is inside is their storeroom actually, and they want to be outside. And that is our solution. We had the apartments which is to be sold, or the commercial which is to be sold on top, but the lower income group was only G+3 with a walk-up apartment, so they don't contribute to any lift charges also. Today in any societies, we have all this problem of people paying for the lift maintenance. They say, I am on the first floor, I am on the second floor, why should I pay the lift charge? Now, is it the role of the architect? I think we have to become an activist too, and we have to get into it much deeper rather than only designing. That is what all our role is all about. And that is our model, 3 layers of housing at the bottom, upper layer to be sold out, that was the builder's component, this is the free component. And then came BSUP, Basic Services for Urban Poor. This is a housing project which was during JNNURM, where the urban slum was being redeveloped by not demolishing, but using what is called as Patrick Gaddis's conservative surgery as an approach. And we never knew that we were following Patrick Gaddis's conservative surgery approach. When we finished the project, Professor Patabi Raman from South Africa came and said that this project is exactly what Patrick Gaddis was saying. So I will quickly take you through that what we did. These are the way the slums were. This is in Pune, in Yerwada, and they are slums because they are on the unauthorized land, that's all. Otherwise, I think the quality is fair enough. These are the houses which were rebuilt, which were called the Kacha houses, and these are the Pakka houses. So we had to rebuild each and every house in this existing slum and not raise it to the ground. That's very easy to raise it to the ground and rebuild, but this is not. So we had this whole data with us which said that the central government will fund 1.5 lakhs out of the 3 lakhs, the state will fund 30%, the corporation will fund 10%, and the owner will fund 10%, that is 30,000 rupees. So these are various stages. We had the biometric which is done. So it is almost like a doctor. You keep on taking all the data from the people. This was the site. We took this site survey. We marked the houses which were existing. The shaded ones are the existing ones, which are the Pakka houses, whereas the white ones are the Kacha houses. Now this is no celebrated architecture that we did. This is not clickety-click architecture either, and I will show you the images in the end. What did we finally demonstrate? So this was a model, and we said that we have to insert these houses in the existing situation with the lanes being there. We cannot widen the road, we cannot widen the streets. So this is what we did as an infill. And this was our database. You can see the K for the Kacha and P for the Pakka. That is all what was done as a survey on the site. And this was the design approach. These are the streets. Street is a public space. Veranda is the semi-public space. And white is the private space. The private space where they sleep, semi-public space where they interact, and the public space where they play. That is the way it was, and this is the unit. These are the kind of models that we made. So you can see that we kept sometimes the larger veranda on the ground and put up 2 houses on top, and We added color because the local corporator with whom we were working, he said, houses need to be colorful. So we are not very sure whether they should be really colorful, but we just added this color with all the tinted paper that we had in our office, and we had this white model, we made it like that. We had two types of design. Now this is very interesting. The corporator tells us that I want, an aspiration of people today is parking plus flats on top. That is the aspiration and you must give us this. So in one of the demonstrations where the plots were very small, we amalgamated these plots, we put a staircase and we had these 4 flats. This was called the building type. We told the corporator that this is not the appropriate solution, but he insisted. So we prepared this model. We had this model, and this is our corporator, this is our city engineer, and this is Sheila Patel, and Jokin. We worked with Sheila Patel and Jokin. Some people, faculty members and senior professionals would know who are Sheila Patel and Jokin of Spark Pune, Spark Mumbai. And then we did this. Then we had these kind of discussions. So one was a house which was building type and house which was a local plot type. And this was the reaction of the people, that they started looking at these models so powerfully, and that is the way they were excited about when the models were there. A screen presentation wouldn't have helped. The model makes all the difference. So a presentation in a hall, presentation in a barat ghar, presentation on a street, look at the curiosity, presentation in a gully, and corporator would start that this is the way we are going to start building. Corporation presentation in a temple, and finally with this we said what typology of house we should make. Should we make the plotted type or should we make the building type? And we created a data like this and took the opinion from the people. Any idea what did people prefer? Whether they preferred the building type or they preferred the plotted type? Anyone? Any answers? Plotted type. But the corporator was very clear, we want building type because that is the aspiration of the people. When we got the data back, 90% of the people said we want the plotted type. Now who is going to tell the corporator this? Very difficult, because he is hell-bent that it has to be building type. So finally I was asked to tell the corporator. I told the corporator, and the corporator said, मैं भी तो वही कह रहा था plotted type चाहिए करके. मला पण तसंच हवं होतं. We said, okay, fine, not an issue at all. Let us move ahead. So then we started discussing with each and every person and did this kind of a thing. We had these plans being discussed. We got their sanctions like this. Each and every house sanctioned separately. So we had almost 1200 files working in our office. And somebody asked us, what is going on in your office? I said, 1200 projects we are handling, because each project is a separate file. And that is what came up in the newspaper. JNNURM slum rehab rolls out from Yerwada. And then we went on to the map for sanctions. This is what is the overall map that we got. This is the Google image, and this is the development plan. Nothing matches on top of it. And as an architect, you have to get the sanction. So we ended up doing these kind of corporation drawings for 1100 houses. We made a mock like this. This mock was demonstrated to them. This is Mr. Chelegetti from Zimbabwe who had come, because all third world countries have this kind of a problem that they want houses for the poor, and what kind of houses do we really want to build? So we did this, and then we had these kind of meetings sitting over there. Every Tuesday and every Friday we would have meeting which were called as negotiation meeting or panchayat meeting. You can read it at the bottom. They were called the panchayat meeting, where we had to convince the people that this is the way, and they had to give consents. So all kind of things used, told them, corporator would go to the site and explain to each and every one, and we would get the whole plan sanctioned from each and every sign that we agree. The story doesn't end here. The office at the site, and all young professional. The senior most in my office is less than half my age who work in this kind of environment. And we started demolition. You can see this demolition here. And when we demolished, what did we realize? We realized that this was the plot which was given to us. Now the plot shape has changed like this, because that is the ground situation. What do you do now? Again, go back to the drawing board, get again the sanction, and then again start building. And then get the corporation drawing done again. So this is the 5th time we are redesigning. In a class, when your teacher gives you a redo, you get completely annoyed by it. In a live situation, the client will give you redo for number of times, and you may have to do it for number of reasons. And not that we got paid extra for anything like this. So we did this, and then we started building. This is what we started building. And this is the way this was built. And this is the kind of a duplex you can say in between with a staircase. This is a different staircase. Every house is separate. And this is the way the inserts are done within a slum. And that is what is built. So as I said that this is no click, no glossy magazine, but a house for the people where they would live. And that is the way these were inserted. And that is the way they did their interiors, if we call it. And that is what they did. And that is the way they will live. This is a few before and after. You can see this window and see this house. You can see this window and this house being done. You can see this chhajja here, this building there, and that is the kacha. You can't make out that this is inserted in between, and you can only make out when you see this chhajja and this chhajja. That is the way these inserts were done. And it transpired as from kacha to pakka houses. Women lead the way in slum redevelopment. Participatory slum redevelopment process. How slums can get a facelift rather than doing 20-story redevelopments. Is this also the way? And Government of India on their knowledge website center put this up, and that is what finally it was acknowledged. To our surprise, we got a letter from Smithsonian Cooper Hewitt Museum, New York, one fine day, saying that your project has been selected amongst the world's 90 best solutions for slum rehab and will be demonstrated at United Nations headquarters. I have not seen United Nations headquarters apart from. And I remember when this letter came to us, I never knew that who is Smithsonian. We all come from absolute middle class families, make our path up. And Ram Naidu and Girish Doshi had come to us. Ram Naidu is Christopher Benenger's partner. I said, this has come to us. And we are not being funded to go to New York or anything by Spark or Sheila Patel or Jokin. But Ram said, do you know who Smithsonians are? I said, no, I don't know who Smithsonians are. The Smithsonians are almost the who rule US. And you can't just leave this opportunity. Please go. And then we did go there. And this was the book that they published, Design with another 90% cities. And this is the model which was displayed. This model which was lying in the slum in a office which was folded and it was gathering dust. They said that you have to submit this model and we want to carry it. We said, okay, fine. But then they sent us a big note saying that, please tell us what is the size of the model. We said, okay, this is the size of the model. What is the height of the model? Fine. Then they said that, what is the cost of your model? We said, cost of the model? This is thermocol and something and some man hours. What is the cost? We said, 50,000 rupees. Okay, fine. Now, any idea why they wanted to know the cost of the model? Anyone? They want to insure our model. हमारी model को इतनी इज्जत हमने तो नहीं सोचा था. It doesn't stop there. After that, they had a long list. They said, how do you want to place your model? Horizontal or vertical? I said, model horizontal. Okay. What angle do you want to place it? That is also okay. And this last two questions were absolutely this thing where we literally collapsed, that whether this kind of a work will be given, this kind. They said, what kind of a light do you want on your model? Yellow light or white light? What kind of lumen and what kind of a lux? Then we realized that these are Smithsonian's Cooper Hewitt Museum. They are museum experts. So they are going to take a Buddha Murti from Pune, India, or they are going to take a Amrita Shergill painting or a Picasso painting from somewhere. They want to exactly know how it is to be displayed and what is the quality and what is the lumen of the light. And we were completely overboard. And one fine day on a Saturday, their team arrived to carry our models, and all were for some courier company, red dress, blue, this thing. They said, where are the models? We entered, said, there are the models. And you know how they are handling the models? That was our shock of our life. They are wearing gloves and handling our models. Oh my God. So this is also can happen, you know. So this is for you. You have a long career to go. Wait for the opportunity and the opportunity will come. And that's how we landed there. There are certain recommendations we gave to the government how the slums should be redone, but not that they were accepted, and well, some other day. But this was the real feedback from the people. People said this. I'm not going to read it. This is all on our blog. You can go and read it. And this is what the kids said about open spaces and play areas. This is of this mother and child talked about their house. This is how this couple talked about this house. This is how this couple talked about house. And this is how it was. And this is how this young boy talks about how he gets his friend and how proud is he of that house, which doesn't have any aesthetic value per se, but it has a toilet inside, it has good light and good ventilation. That's it. So this is where this part ends, and the next part, which we are currently deeply involved in, creating healthy, hygienic and human neighborhoods. So this tribute is, like the earlier one is to Patrick Geddes, this is to Sujit Patwardhan. Sujit Patwardhan is a printing technologist. He is no more with us. We lost him last year during Diwali. But I call him the Bhishma Pitama of Indian transport. Today, everybody is fed up with the transportation situation in our cities and everywhere. So what is it and why is it happening is the key. And we have been doing this research for last 20 to 25 years. And we are absolutely convinced, and this whole research is carried out under him, where for the first 20 years we didn't do anything, but we are trying to understand. 7 years ago, Delhi's air took a diddly U-turn. Landmark Studies talks about this kind of a pollution. Leave Delhi. So this is on, and today also we are talking about the same thing. Bill Gates talks about how to avoid a climate disaster. And what does he say? This is his pie chart. Apart from agriculture, all the other things architects are involved in. What are they involved in? Electricity, we consume electricity. We will have good light outside, but we want glass, and then we have curtains, and then we put on tube lights. Manufacturing, the kind of doors, windows, floorings, what all we use in manufacturing, we need not discuss. Heating and cooling, air conditioning spaces are the light of the day. We want air conditioned spaces, and transportation is the key to it. So we are party to this kind of a development that is happening, which is need to be looked at. We talk about rethinking cities, sustainable cities, resilient cities, livable cities, smart cities. I really don't understand all these words at all. This is the way we want to be. We want to make Shanghai of Mumbai, Pune ka Singapore, and we want to make all these cities which consume so much of energy. That is the level of energy. And then we want to be green. Then we want to talk about green. This is the kind of a city which we want. And this is the kind of a city which was. Now, I am not saying that we should move back over here. I am not at all saying that. But look at the culture, climate, context, everything. The terraces open to sky. Winters, you can come out in the afternoon. Summers, you can be on the cool terraces. Only thing that it may have is the car doesn't reach the doorstep because the streets are narrow. We can talk about it maybe during the talk or maybe in question answer session. So these are the cities which have survived, and today also they survive. So the point that is being made is that is then. The green is then and the red is now. Do we want to move to the green, or can there be a middle path over here? I think there is a middle path. You have to come in between somewhere, and we cannot go on increasing this red, red and red. So it is like this thali, I always compare with the food. This is the pizza and the burger. We are all fond of it. But can it be our daily meal? No, our daily meal is this. And this is the best meal. And cities should be compared to our Indian thali. That is the best meal that we can have. And that is the only meal that we can keep us healthy. So we wear things like this. This is the way we wear. And that is the way we are there. He wears this kind of attire because he is from maybe Rajasthan. He wears it because he is from Great Britain. But are we trying to do this is our question. That's precisely the point. And maybe we are adopting this kind of a situation today. Smart is being healthy. And city needs to make healthy choices for healthy citizens. This is Michael Bloomberg, who came to your city of Mumbai in 2015. And he made certain statements which are very critical. There is a false choice between economic development and environmental quality. It is easy to quantify economic growth in terms of GDP. But there is one country which talks about health coefficient, Bhutan. But how do you put one value to 2 more years of life? Zindagi ki 2 saal agar hamare bade zyada ho gaye, to usko value kaise karenge? Yes, you need jobs, you need growth, you need lot of things. But to say that you need them before your health is a question mark. If you say you are dying, you might look back and say that wasn't a good decision. If you do not focus on environmental quality of life, you will not be able to fix the economic side. If helping people live happier and longer lives isn't the purpose of the government, then I don't know. जिंदगी लंबी और अच्छी जीना ये सरकार का काम है, and this has been proved in COVID time. In the COVID time, it was the government which virtually handled the situation, and all government hospitals were functioning, and they forced the private hospitals also to come in. Walkable cities reduce blood pressure, hypertension risk. Very simple. Brisk walking, better method for losing weight than going to the gym, came study. So I'm all talking about research and demonstration, and I will show you the demonstrations. Roads and streets are like arteries of the city, and they are minimum 15 to 20% of the open space. Saved streets, fresh air; walkable streets, healthy habits; cycle-friendly streets, healthy lifestyle; safe neighborhood, healthy body. That is what it gives. And that is the situation today. This is Pune, this is Mumbai, this is Jaipur. And this is the kind of a atmosphere. You can call it very vibrant, you can call it chaotic, you can call it, you can't cross anywhere, or you can cross anywhere. Point to ponder is extremely simple. I don't know how many of you have heard of Enrique Peñalosa. A developed country is not a place where poor have cars. It is where rich use public transport. That is extremely critical. If you plan cities for cars and traffic, you will get cars and traffic. If you plan cities for people and places, you will get people and places, you get people and places. This is Fred Kent. This is not my research. You know, this is what we have compiled today. Healthy neighborhood with safety, shade and society. Now what is safety? 75,000 young lives lost in road accident last year. 75,000 and 50,000. Just now, today morning, I was coming before Vashi Toll Naka, and my driver showed there was some traffic jam. And there was a truck, and there was a fatal accident. If you are hit by 30 kmph, 5 survive, 5 get fatal injuries. If you are hit by 40, 1 will survive, 9 will have fatal injuries. This is a data. And we still want speed in Indian cities and also on the highways. I will not talk about highways. Then we have these as hawkers. Hawkers on the street we don't want. I want a mochi in front of maybe Alkaji's house. I want some potato and everything, maybe Anil Nagrat ke sir ke ghar ke samne chahiye. Mere ghar ke samne nahi chahiye. But we want all of them. And today there is an act of parliament, and because of the act of parliament, they have right to vend. But should they vend like this? Or they can vend like this also. This is in Mumbai on Shiv Sena Bhavan Road. There is a shop and this is a vendor. So this responds to each other. I am buying a t-shirt, my wife may be picking up banana over there, and I am parking over there. Any idea what does a hawker also do apart from being earning on the street? Anybody wants to add on this? Anyone? Yes? Sorry? Okay. I don't want the front row to answer this. I want students to answer this. Okay. Okay. She said vigilance. Yes, it is vigilance. Hawkers are eyes on the streets. The streets which have hawkers, there is no eve teasing, or there is much chances or less chances of eve teasing, molestation, chain snatching, and the streets are safe. And that is how it should be. So what kind of a streets do we want? What is the difference between this hawker and this hawker? The difference is that here I can park my car, be on the motorcycle and say, give me this stuff. But that is not the way we want it to happen. It should be that you park, you walk, and you pick up over there. The other thing, as we said, and that is what hawkers are called, the eyes on the street. Anybody knows who said that? Eyes on the street. Front row. No. Jane Jacob. Okay. And this is what it is. United States, these are the cameras. UK, these are the cameras. China, these are the cameras. And these are Indian cameras. And that is what the Indian camera is all about. And that is how our streets are safe. As architects, if we don't want to jump into this, then who is going to jump into beyond the boundary? Okay. Next comes the shade. How do you create shade on the street? Is this any rocket science? There is no rocket science here. But we still keep on cutting trees on prime streets for making space for the vehicles. And that is we design streets, and I will show you we don't cut a single tree. This is very simple. These are the trees. This is the curb. Can we shift the curb over here and have mitti over there so that the trees goes better? This is in Coimbatore. You can see this curb over here, and you are putting tar over there, and these trees will not last because you are putting poison into the trees. This is in Marathi, you can read, half of you maybe. हा कुठलाही स्टंट नाही, हल्ली गाडी उन्हात पार्क केली तर अशीच चालवावी लागते, म्हणून झाडे लावा आणि झाडे वाचवा. So this is the way it is. This is the most brilliant, and this comes only from Pune. At the red light, you have a stop line, but you put something like this, everybody is in a line. No red light will work. Who did it? Any idea? Anybody wants to take a chance that who has done this in Appa Badwan Chowk in Pune, and this is a newspaper cutting? Any idea? Who has done it? Whom do you think did it? The municipal corporation, the architects? Who did it? Anyone? Shopkeepers. Okay. The only person who is concerned about the neighborhood, if he is really concerned about, it is the local politician, let me tell you. And he does it because if he does this and he put it at 10 places, he gets a win-win situation from the people and he gets his votes. So he wants to do his neighborhood better, let me tell you. And we have worked with politicians a lot. So it's the politician who did this. Imagine trees gave us free Wi-Fi. We would be planting them like crazy. It is a pity that they gave us only oxygen. Now let us talk about society. This is Gentok, which is a pedestrian street. I showed this photograph to a politician, and this politician said, oh wow, this is nice. Last week I was there. I said, let us do it in Pune. No, it is not possible to do it. But she says, this wow, but we can't do it. Fair enough. We also say that the times have changed. Times have not changed. You know, years ago we used to read newspaper at the edge of the street. We read the newspaper or the news at the edge of the street only on the mobile. Only newspaper is changed into mobile, that's all. And the car was there, and this was the bullock cart then. This is 8 and 80-year-old. 80-year-old and 80-year-old. You must design cities for 8 and 80-year-old. I don't know what happened after the ball fell on their game. You know, there will be always that conflict. Trees are used for this also, and that is what society is all about. And I hope that they are living happily ever after. You know, principles of neighborhood planning. These are builders' brochures. All the top builders have these kind of brochures which talk about, imagine children hopping, skipping, jumping, paths and walking, cycling, jogging, walk to work, right of way to pedestrian. These all the builders' brochures are talking about. Children play with no cars coming. But does this happen in our neighborhood or a ward is our question. And we must do it in our wards. So we have this whole principle which is called the Dasha to Disha. And if that is the Dasha, rather than sitting on a coffee table in our houses and cribbing about, we must get into the act. And we have been getting into the act. And our Disha project is demonstration of integrated, safe, habitable, affordable solutions for the neighborhood. And how do you change it? Data collection, design, discuss and demonstration. Discussion is extremely important. You create all this, street lighting, garbage, trees, walking, cycling, public transport, handicap, etc., etc. Public transport means auto, bus and metro wherever required. You will have property value up, safety up, health up, social interaction up, pollution down and fuel consumption down. And this will bring in the qualitative, economic and environmental change, thus making healthy, hygienic, habitable neighborhoods. So this is what we believe in. Pedestrian, 1 to 1.5 kilometer he can walk, cycle up to 3 kilometer, auto or taxi up to 5 kilometer, bus 5 kilometer, metro 10 plus kilometer. And this is our master video. Any street, if you take a video and put these lines like this, you will realize that only this much of the street is used. Rest is not used at all. So why not make that as a street and make this as the footpath or the public space? And that is what we have been doing and converting. Look at where people are walking. They are all walking and they are supposed to be beshist, Marathit manta. Te sagde beshist hai. It is not like that. They have no space to walk on the edge. Look at this one. This is the way. Everywhere in any part of the country, people walk like this. And this is the most dangerous. Watch here. Look at that. What would have happened? And safety. This is no beautification of streets at all that we do. So we have the 6 principles. Universal accessibility, so that we have footpath at one level where wheelchair can move, and it is the Act of Parliament and Supreme Court order. Any building or any public street, if it does not comply to this, there is a law which can put you into a jail, and it is not being implemented in India as yet. Walkability at one level, parking not inclined, because when you take out the car, it will hit the car which is coming from behind, so it has to be parallel parking. Put hawkers with demarcated spaces so that you give them the token and maybe take a little tax from them, cycles in different networks, which I will not talk in detail, and a shuttle within the neighborhood, which could be as compared in Mumbai like sharing auto or sharing taxis. So this is the way it is. So our whole exercise started with JM Road and FC Road, where we did our first demonstration, then we did the own demonstration, and these are the stages. I am not going to explain JM Road, FC Road, but this is the kind of a thing that comes up. 1 crore beautification, and these are the politicians. And we went to the politician and told them, Dada, you do the beautification, but we will tell you how to do it. And if you do it, what we are saying, you will win the next election. And literally we did that. I don't have to tell you who is the corporator here. These are the NGOs. This is my office. We did this. The contractor was ready. He was saying, where to start the work? Tell me, sir, March is coming. I have to spend 2 crores. We said that, okay, this is the way we will do marking. This is the discussion. This is what that whole space was about. And these were all trees. If you observe this, this is around 14 meters street. This is 14 meters. There were all trees over there. We connected this from here to here and left the trees as it is and made a wide footpath, which was 14-meter wide plaza. When we did this, and there was a meeting in my society, I stayed very nearby. The society people were saying, Mrs. Luthra, तुमने देखा ये बाहर 14 मीटर का इतना बड़ा बड़ा फुटपाथ बना रहे हैं. ये कॉर्पोरेशन के लोगों का दिमाग खराब हो गया. I kept quiet. I didn't say anything because they would have thrown me out of the society if they had known that I am doing it. So we did this, and when we did it, the contractor said, साहब हमारे पास sitting का कोई item नहीं है, benches वगैरह नहीं है, उनका brickwork and plaster है. कहता हाँ सर brickwork and plaster है. मैं कहा ठीक है, brickwork and plaster में sitting बनाते हैं. This is how we made the sitting. This is how we saved the trees. This is the 14-meter wide footpath, only 500 meters. And then there was a friend of my wife's friend who had come. She had come when this was happening and she was seeing that the wide footpath was being done. She talks to my wife and says, ये क्या बन रहा है तेरे घर के वहाँ, बड़ा अजीब सा कुछ कर रहे हैं लोग. My wife didn't say anything. And then we are also trying to do that the car goes up and then goes inside so that the footpath is at one level. When this was all built and people started using like this Mrs. Kulkarni again comes to my wife for some reason and then chatting and having coffee. And she says, तुझ्या घरच्या बाहेरचा footpath फार छान झालाय. Now she tells her, माझ्या husbandनी केलेला आहे, माझ्या नवऱ्यानी केलेला आहे. So this is the way it is, and this is how we lived on this for 7 years. And over a period of time, this has got deteriorated because the plaster gave up, the brickwork gave up, and I will show you what we did again. 7 years again an alteration. And these are again the feedbacks from the society. This is what the people say. The next exercise was streets for people, by the people, along with our College of Architecture and all the NGOs. We had this neighborhood which came in. We had discussions among students and senior citizens, drawings, put up an exhibition on the street, interaction with the people, lot of clap, that this is what we would do for the people, by the people was put up over there. And then came Smart City Vision. That didn't get executed, but Smart City Mission came up. And then we said that this whole neighborhood we will upgrade with the 9 streets and we will make them walkable. Again, public discussions, auditorium to streets to conference rooms, and this is what we did. And project was launched by none other than Narendra Modi ji. And then we went back to shopkeepers, we went back to the, what you call, committee room, and then we came out with what you call as a concept, healthy aund ata aple angan, healthy aund now your courtyard. And that is what we developed, and this is what we proposed. This is the street earlier, this is the street that we wanted, and these are the elements, and now comes the real design. The design starts like this. Raised pedestrian crossing. You can see that these are the tremblers that we have, which are speed breakers, and that is what the accident data shows. This data, and we put up rumblers like this. This is all stonework, and you control the speed from there, and this is what we controlled. And when we control the speed like this is the raised pedestrian crossing where automatically the speed comes down, and that is how we walk. The second one was median and divider. We have concrete medians like this. We converted these concrete medians to be like this into the green. The corporation said you can't do it because this will take a longer time, and who will keep it green? We said no, we will manage. We will have a fence like this in between. We put a fence in between. We put a greenery both sides. This went to this went to this, and this is how the street looks like now. And obviously it is trimmed. Bollards are made out of steel. If you have steel, you will cut it and you will sell it. So we had concrete bollards. We had the raised crossing with these concrete bollards. We had tree gratings. You know, tree needs water, and that is how we treat trees. This is how we treat trees. So can't we have this as simple things, and that is what we keep on doing. That is what the tree gratings are all about. That is how the tree gratings go. That is the tree sittings. We have sitting around the tree like this. Can we enhance this and make larger sittings with a breathing space around? That's how we could do, and that is how the street looks like. That is how that street is all about. We saved each and every tree, gave them the space there. That is the walking footpath. That is the street which is happening. And then the feeder pillars. You see these kind of feeder pillars. They look ugly on the street. So we had these perforated sheets. We made a cage like this, and we colored them like that. That is the way this looks like. Then parking, parallel parking in 2 meters, absolutely in place. If you put discipline on the street, people will park like that. Cycle lanes, we have different kind of cycle lanes. There are painted cycle lane, dedicated cycle lane, which I will not discuss. Entry and exit, they are up and down like this. We created at one level, so people walk on that. No more people walk on the streets. And that is how we save each and every tree there. These are called turning buffers, where we put the signage and the dustbins. And that is where this is taken care of. This is the signage. This is the way the parking is. Universal accessibility completely taken care of. And that is what the demonstration, and that is how the transformation has happened. This is how people are using this. If you do the universal accessibility, your bags can also be rolled. You can start rolling the bags like this. You can start getting prams back. And that is the way the prams have come back. Good lighting is extremely important, otherwise the streets become very unsafe. So we have good lighting there. Art and sculpture, little bit of painting, junk sculptures which could be put, snakes and ladder on the street. So all these kind, know your trees. We saved 150 trees and there are 70 species. We wanted to put this kind of things where we describe trees. It can be a botany class on the street. Urban lounge is a toilet. Our toilets are right on the footpath and they are all stinking. So why can't we create toilets which are attractive, which has advertisement, which has maintenance, which has a clock tower on top? This has not happened. These two things, that and a bus stop, has not happened, but a simple bus stop where you can walk, and this is only on 3 pillars with a roof on top. And that is the way we had. Street ambience is like that. You can just look at it. I will run through them very quickly. So this is the way people are using. This is before and after. This is the way it was before. This is the way it is after. This is what it was. This is how it is. You should only read the signboards there. This is blackberry. This is the tree. And this is the same tree there. This is the way this tree is, and this is women's clinic. This whole thing is exactly the same there. This is diagnostic center. This is how these trees are. So these are the simple solutions and simple demos that we do, and we share it with everyone. People say that yes, we want to do it. We are on board and we start doing it. It's a long journey, and finally people use it like this. This is the same space which was with brick and plaster. It is now converted into stone. And this is one of the best slides we have, where the wheelchair has come and this friend is able to be on the street along with his friend. That is how this street ambience is all about. This is in Pune, Aund. You are most welcome to come and see how it is used today also. And this is some sculptures there, and this is how it is. Some quick, this is in PCMC. We are doing number of pockets in PCMC like this, and we are trying to connect the whole city like this. And this is the first demo in PCMC, where people are using the streets like this now. There's some different, there's a prefabricated stone furniture. This is what was proposed before. This is how it is being used. This is how college kids are using, walking, cycling, all coming back with safety. And that is how this is. Saving all the trees and creating this kind of atmosphere. Parking, which is very safe. You will see that this is half painted, this is not painted. Why? Beautification. No, it has a purpose why this is not painted, and you are supposed to cycle here and not here, because if I open the door, I may hit the cyclist. So this is a warning sign for the cyclist. So everything comes out of simple common sense and design, and that is the raised crossing, and this is the stone on both sides, and that is the way. These are junction designs. This is a flag site. This was a flag, and they created an ambience around the flag, sitting. So just trying to pay tribute to what India is all about. And this is a complete stretch now we are doing. So right from Aund to there, almost 8 kilometers you can walk and cycle. This is the complete highway, you know, right from here to here. If they had this opportunity, they would have put the tar right till edge. And what we have done is, we have reclaimed this, made it 10.5 meters and created a cycle track and a footpath there and planted trees on both sides. And this is how this street is not being used now. This is under plantation, and within 2 years this will all become green, and that would become 10.53 lanes. These are the way we design junctions. Junctions are like big oceans. We call it an ocean. Tar right till the end, and you don't know where to go, where to come. And with a lot of research we work on this, and this is the way we design the junctions. That is the way it comes, and then we do actual demo on the site by keeping things and marking on the site. Once we do that, that is the way the junction happens. This is the way it happens. Then we have discussions with police, citizens, everyone on the street. And then we start building this, and now people are exactly crossing as per the desired lines. And this is the way this whole junction is there. This is one junction that I am demonstrating. Then this is another street. You can see this as the BRTS. This is the footpath. This is the railing. The railing is touching these trees. Trees cannot breathe. You cannot go into the large open space, which was 4 kilometers. We reworked on it during COVID. This is the way the trees were. We said, remove this boundary and let us protect these trees and let us have a continuous urban open space. This is the continuous urban open space, parking, cycle track, people. And that is the way people are using it. This boundary wall is gone. This is the sitting. This is the protection of trees. This is the lighting. This is 4 kilometers, and we call it the Marine Drive of PCMC. So this is complete walking stretch at the edge. The opposite side is complete commercial. We have done the both sides, and that is the response in the evening. And that is the kind of and this is all done with L1 tender by the government contractor. So a lot of effort by my office and office team in guiding them how to do this work. This is not a private residence where there is a private contractor who can do this. This is a government contractor, and this was done by BG Shirke. We are lucky to have BG Shirke to do this, and that is how it is. This is how it looks, and this is the kind of embroidery we do on the street. That is the kind of a street design, and these are the kind of sittings. Simple and straight but durable. And that is the way this street looks like. 8 to 80 park is 80-year-old to 80-year park. This was an open space which would have been occupied completely by parking. You can see the parking there. There are some kids playing over there. We had to execute it, and this was Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, and they said you have to execute it in 72 hours. So pre 10 days, post 10 days, and we did this. We marked this. This was a complete concrete slab, and below there is a subway going, and that is what we marked. And we created this urban open space, which was out of steel because we can do much foundations there. We cannot plant trees. So that is what we built. This is the subway, which is going, the bypass, and that is what the urban space is all about. And this is the clock tower. This is the utility tower. There is a observation tower, and there is a play tower over there. And this is called 8 to 80 Park, and that is how it looks. That is how it is finished. And it is absolutely active, and citizens need these kind of spaces, and that is how it is used. And this is a specially designed jungle gym for degree of difficulty going from 0 to higher. So smaller kids can use this, and then slowly and steadily they strive to go up there. So that is there, and this is again done by my office by to specific people, young students who have, not students, young pass out architects, again bringing in that hopscotch, and again looking for this kind of a photograph, whether a person who is on a wheelchair can come and use the space, and that is our biggest asset. We are working now in a small town called Baramati, and this is the street. This is how it is, and that is what was happening. And the good green, lot of discussions with the local people, lot of plans on the site discussions. This is the demonstration on the site, and finally we have got this. This is the street. This is the parking, this is the walkway, and this is the percolation. Percolation at the edge so that we don't have paving all around. And that is what we have been able to do. The cycle track marked there, signages, wheelchair going down and crossing at zebra, cycle track which is demarcated, hopscotch, snakes and ladder, safety because there is a high voltage over there, kids should not be able to go. So you have a cage, you have some painting there, some play area at the edge where you are percolating, and that is what it is. And in a small town, this has been now become the destinations place, and somebody said it ki ha amcha Baramatiza chehra hai म्हणून. This is our face of Baramati. This street is only 500 meters, and this is the way it is used. And young and the old, it is active till midnight or maybe past midnight, And there is a music system also they have been able to put. And people use it the way they want to use it. Some sit there, some sit over there. And all common people. And that is the way it is. And these are the cyclists which are using, because this is near Vidya Pratishthan, where a lot of cyclists are there. And this is Happy Streets program which was done. And this was our office team which is there. And this is the kind of public engagement we have. The MLA, the commissioners, engineers, so number of public engagement, whether it is in a club hall, whether it is in a street, whether it is in a police, and it is negotiation. All the time it is negotiation. So we negotiate with people. And that was police. These were some real local corporators which were dadas like, you know, and with whom I am trying to negotiate on the street. It is not very easy. It is at times very risky also. And we try to do that because we don't lose our cool, and we try to keep on telling them how do we create this space. The process of construction is very simple and interesting. We have what is called as sample ki dukaan. This is the sample. Like an interior project, you show samples to your client. You say cloth sample, veneer sample. But in India, we don't have these kind of curbs. We don't have. So there are certain manufacturers which have started manufacturing these curbs. And this is the sample ki dukaan. And then this is where we decide and we start. Then we start with fakki marking. We mark on the street. There are drawings every 50 meters that are made, actual drawings, but we finally do this. We train the contractors, we train the laborers, we train the junior engineer, divisional engineer. We don't run away from the government organization. We work on the BOQ, we work on the estimates, and that is the way. We work in the services over here, and that is the way we do that on the site. We get the chips done. The chips are never done in Maharashtra. This is very commonly done in North, but now they have mastered it so that we don't cut any tile. We don't cut any tile, every tile in a multiple of 100 or 200. That is the way we do that. And before we complete the work, people start using the public spaces. And that is some circular sitting with the same stone. People say that we are extremely primitive because they say we are not using modern materials. Stone is not modern. I don't know what is modern, but for us, this is excellent material to be used. Atmanirbhar Bharat mein, these are the people who call us, these contractors, Sahib, kanki kai kaam hai ka, stonework se kaam hai ka manun. And that is how this is generating jobs for the people. And the same people are now working in Baramati. We are trying to do something. And this is the grating, the way we play with. This is like a modular thing. And once the local mason also knows it, he says, साहब ये अभी ये थोड़ा टाइट हो गया, ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा होना चाहिए था, but इसमें इतना ज़्यादा, साहब ज़्यादा जगह छोड़ दूँ क्या? अरे जरूर छोड़ो, because then the tree can breathe, you know, it can percolate. So these patterns we have started evolving. This is the absolute embroidery that we saw. Each alcove is designed separately, and that is what we do. And let me tell you, this is not the work done by me. This is done by my space around the tree so that the tree can breathe. That is the way you give them the marking. Certain sites where you don't want to sit or you can't sit, it is a sloping edge. This is the sloping edge, this is the sitting edge, and that is how we don't want people to sit on this side, so we make it sloping. And that is the different kind of a finish now that we have, because they wanted it little smooth, so we said, okay, this is bajri ghadai that we do. Otherwise, this is the edge at which the contractor works. This is the percolation, very interesting, because we said that we want to have percolation. The mold was done, and when we are inspecting this, the client went into the details to the level to say that if you have something like this, and if girls are going to walk on this with high heels, will the high heels get stuck? That is the level of the client involvement. Amazing, you know, and I will tell you who the client is. And this is the way we judge spaces. We stand, we take out this, and we say, okay, these could be the 5 mudas, and that is the way people start occupying before we have finished. And that is how they are using space which is a stack of concrete blocks, you know, and that is what the people are looking for in a small city also. This is one project that we are now doing and will be executing. PCMC Neighborhood Cycling Model wins the prize. This is Bloomberg initiative from New York by, which is BCCI as it is called. All over the world, 256 cities participated, 90 countries, and 10 cities were selected: Brazil, Ethiopia, Colombia, Portugal, Italy, Kenya, Mozambique, Alambia, and New Zealand, and India only Pimpri Chinchwad has been selected amongst the 10. And now we are executing what is called as Harit Setu, and this is what is happening. And that is the way people are using the, people say that आपने जो बनाया है लोग use नहीं कर रहे. Nobody is walking on the streets. Look at, they are exactly walking on the footpath now. So we have been able to lift the people from there to here by simple design and logic. And that is how this is happening. These are our awards. I will not go into that much. And this one runs on money and makes you fat. This one runs on fat and saves you money. So decide what you want to do. This is pollution and this is solution. So you want to turn it around, solution and pollution. This is what Enrique Peñalosa said. The rich have clubs and resort for their recreation. The poor only have payments and footpath. Enrique Peñalosa. So footpaths are their clubs. This is their club. No charges. Healthy, hygienic human neighborhoods can only happen when we start designing beyond boundary with people participatory approach. We as architects are inside the boundary, and beyond boundary we are not intervening. Now there is a huge movement where architects are. Who is going to take care of the city beyond this boundary wall? Inside we are all involved, and that is what is required. Citizens are craving for public spaces, and designers, as designers, it is our duty and responsibility to craft such areas for creation of a socially interactive community. This is that community that we are looking for. And this one is the depth of the democracy is decided by the width of the footpath in a city. That is what democracy is all about. Democracy is not in the living rooms and our coffee tables. Smart is being healthy. City needs to make healthy choices for healthy citizens. And we have to decide whether we want this kind of environment, we want this kind of environment. What do we want? And we need to push and change our cities. We want this to happen, we want this to happen, or do we planning safe streets will lead to their better future, or do we want to plan for them? That is what our responsibility is all about. And this we are lucky enough to have. I don't have to explain to architects. This was architect Korea Saab, who came once to Pune in 2011, and he was going to Ayuka, and I just said, sir, we have done a 500 meters, would you like to visit and see? And he did come, he got down, Monica ji was also there, and you can see it was deteriorating already. This is that footpath, it was becoming, and now we have redone that. And he said that this is a space what city needs, and none other than B.V. Doshi on the street after he won the Spitzker. And he clicking a photograph itself is good enough to send a message that yes, we have done something little which is worthy of their being there on our space. And this is our team with whom we have walked for last 20 years. Sujit Patwardhan, Geetam Tiwari, Dinesh Mohan, Sandeep Gandhi, Ranjit Gadgil, Pranjali, Anvitya Arora, Sanskriti. They are none of them, few of them are architects. Geetam is an architect, Sandeep is an architect, Pranjali is an architect, Anvita is an architect, and others are all activists and sociologists and all. This is our office team over a period of time. We have trainees, we have architects. Anybody who is keen to really put in their effort and learn is most welcome. And that is how we build it up. And that is where our all data is. I am not on Instagram, I am not on Facebook. I am always on this number. And this is our email ID on which you can communicate with us. And you can always be on our Instagram and Facebook. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, you are most welcome. Any questions? Or you are very hungry. It is 1 o'clock. No questions. Be here. Okay. Yeah. Mic here. अच्छा मैंने ऑन ही नहीं किया. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I didn't put on that mic at all. So I was on that. I didn't realize it. Otherwise, I had taken a grand walk over. Any questions? Any disagreements? There could be plenty. 2 weeks ago, I presented at NASA in Kerala. It was fun. It was absolute fun to have these questions which were coming. Earlier to that, I presented somewhere else. No questions. There can be two things when you give a talk. If there are no questions, that means everything is understood or there is nothing that is understood. So which one do I consider? I think I should consider the second one. I was not able to communicate. Yes, ma'am.
No, it was a wonderful, wonderful talk on PPP.
I think they would not be able to listen. Can you just get that right? Chal raha hai?
Hello.
Yeah.
So it was a wonderful, wonderful talk on PPP model, public participation. My question is, do you get paid?
Good question. Don't look at my income tax returns. Okay, March is coming. Okay, let me be very honest and candid about it. 20 years, not a single rupee came. We were walking with Sujit Patwardhan every Saturday, Sunday. I came from Delhi, and this is for all young people. When we passed out in 1980, let me take a little time. 1980, graduated, worked at Achyut Kanvinde, senior Kanvinde. We call him Guruji. Guruji's office, 1981-83. Joined postgrad in urban design in Delhi School of Planning and Architecture. Why Delhi School of Planning and Architecture? Because we didn't have the money to go abroad. Who has the money even to make an application for the international university then? So we wanted to do postgrad, so we went to Delhi School of Planning and Architecture, came back and started participating in competitions after competitions, and that time we had some very interesting and very, very profound competitions where jurors were like Kanvinde, Korea Saab, Doshi Saab, Raj Riwal, Anant Raje, name it, and they were the jurors. And we are lucky enough, and with the kind of work that we did, we won 10 out of the 12 competitions. Now competitions, again, projects don't get realized and they don't get built, Anil, you know that. Competitions remain in shelves. Then we are teaching at Delhi School of Planning and Architecture, trying to earn our dal roti, not even butter. So dal roti is good enough to survive, and we survived on dal roti, where we are doing and teaching in Delhi School of Planning and Architecture. Then one project got built, Nehru Place Commercial Complex, and the second project which got built was the SIDCO, and I shifted to Pune. Came again in Pune, you have to survive, again join college, earning 6,000 rupees per month as a salary, and then one is doing all the research. All the models you are doing research all the time. Research on housing and economical housing, and then simultaneously doing this research on quality of life on the streets with Sujit, Akhtar Chavan, because they set up a thing called PTTF, Pune Traffic and Transportation Forum. And my wife used to always say, whenever Sujit's phone used to come, ती म्हणायची आता आला सुजितचा फोन 1 तास गेला. But that is how my Saturday Sundays were. But we were there, and I have not shown a chart which is there where there is black dots for almost 1.5 decades. And then when this chart was put up and this politician came and did 50 meters, again 500 meters, not a single rupee paid. But we told the politician, ye kar do yaar, aap jeet jaoge. We survived on 7 years on them on only the claps. The dal roti was coming from the college salary. The college salary gave us the dal roti, no gulab jamun. And it is good that you don't get gulab jamun because you will have diabetes or hypertension. So better, more money means the car, then you don't walk. And that is how you ruin your health. Sorry again for that sermon. Having said that, then slowly and steadily, BSUP, we were paid thanks to Sheila Patel and Jokin, because they had got the project. Spark got the project, and Spark appointed us because somebody recommended to them that they are the people, they will help you out in the social realm. Now we had made a chart there. Spark paid us this much, and we redesigned the houses the number of times that you see. We have a chart in which we have some houses were redesigned twice, some houses were redesigned 10 times because clients demanded. So our average redesign was 5.6 times. Spark did not double up our fees or anything, but again we survived. The question is, what is your barometer of survival? You have to set your barometer of survival. Do you want this car immediately? I was on a two-wheeler, all through in Pune. Pune is a two-wheeler city. So I used to go on a sunny and this thing. So that time one would travel and I became a driver. In Delhi it was easier. I was in a bus, and bus means you could read books, you can listen to music, but in Pune. Now by grace of God I have a driver and a car, but things happen. Now currently BSUP is paid. All the other builders things were all experiments, little bit money coming in. But currently in Smart City Mission and things, there are systems by which we do get paid. It is good enough to run the practice. If any of the youngsters who have graduated today want to join our office, no, we are not able to pay a handsome salary, but we pay whatever we can. But you are into the game. You are into the game. And in our office, there are 20 people working approximately. There are 17 girls and 3 boys. And all these 70 girls are the literal, all the boys also, but then I call them Jhansi ki Ranis. You know, they are on the site, they are with the junior engineer, they are with the contractors, and they do it. So that is the way it is. Yes, we have certain system by which we get paid, but certain projects are sheer investment. We are doing something in one city called Kolhapur for last 3 years, nothing is moving, but we are trying to hope कुछ मिलेगा, कुछ होगा, कभी ना कभी तो होगा. तो ठीक है, अभी कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहता है, फिर इनकम टैक्स भी भरना है, जीएसटी भी भरना है, लोगों को तनख्वाह भी देना, लेकिन जो हम कमिट करते हैं वो हम पहले हफ्ते में देते हैं. और साइड बाय साइड आई एम टीचिंग ऑल्सो, तो दाल रोटी के साथ में थोड़ा गुलाब जामुन भी आ जाता है. अभी वो सैलरी 7,000 नहीं रही, थोड़े जीरो लग गए उसमें आगे. हाँ, तो दैट इज हाउ इट इज, बट इट इज ए लॉन्ग जर्नी एंड यू हैव टू सेट योर बैरोमीटर. हाउ मच डू यू वांट, कितना चाहिए, दैट इज द क्वेश्चन. और इतना भी बुरा नहीं है प्रोफेशन कि वी कैन नॉट मेक अवर सर्वाइवल. बट लेट मी टेल यू, एज फार एज एथिक्स इज कंसर्न, as far as any other ways and means are concerned, we are not party. And let me tell you, there are people in the government who respect this, absolutely respect this. So our junior engineer, deputy engineer, executive engineer, superintendent engineer, chief engineer, IAS officers and politicians, we have been able to carve out a path where we are not on the other side, where people think that this can only happen with the other side. No, we have no contacts in life. We, like most of the middle class, has started from zero, and you can start from zero and make it. But you have to be extremely patient. There are frustrations, there are huge frustrations, there is agony, and my young office team completely gets agitated on that, saying कि ऐसे कैसे कह रहे हैं. अच्छा, there are two ways. One is the design, because वो design ऐसा होता ही नहीं है साहब, हमने कभी किया ही नहीं है, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, हम तो करते हैं. So how do you get that change is very, very difficult, but it is not impossible. And we have certain engineers on our side, then they stand by us, and they have stood by us. And this is with Sarkar. हाँ, महाराष्ट्र सरकार, भारत सरकार, कोई भी सरकार हो, तो है मैम, हो जाता है. And that is it. You have to have patience and perseverance and believe in Almighty. That's it. Any other questions? Any parents? I would love to have it from parents, because parents are the citizens. You know, we are all in 5 years got completely battered. ना, हमने वो पढ़ के हम पूरा हो गए. The parents would ask very simple, straightforward questions. कि भाई ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. Yes, sir.
So this is wonderful presentation. I just have 2 questions, rather. One, which, I mean, you have shown this slide of Dadar area, right? Shown this slide of Dadar area.
Dadar area,
Street,
yes,
right?
yes.
So, can you throw some light on the relationship between the pedestrian, the fast-moving city, the footpath vendors, and the so-called sophisticated shopkeepers? So, how do you? What is your ideology to establish the connection between all those things? That is one question. The second one was how, since we'll have to accept the modernism in the current scenario, what kind of smart concepts or smart technology we can adopt for such kind of urban plazas?
Okay. The second one I will take first. What kind of a smart thing? Because there has been cut short this presentation. I mixed both, but there are many theories to it. Now, what is smart is to be defined, you know. When smart city came in, there was this, क्या smart बना रहे हो? And we were in deep trouble. Smart क्या कर रहे हो? उनका smart तो कोई नहीं. What is smart food? I don't know, na. The grandma's biryani is still the smartest thing, or the puran poli is still smartest. I mean, it is fine, and that's what we want. So smart is, do we have got technology in place? Do we have no, that's okay. I don't sit. That is. I run a class for 4 hours. I'm not threatening you. Okay. Having said that, where was I? Yeah, technology. Now imagine at a red light, you have this kanat, exact log khade hai. Do our signaling system exactly work? Do we have signaling system where you will have a number plate and 500 rupees will be deducted directly from your account? We keep on talking about Shanghai and Singapore. Do we adopt that? Obviously, we cannot adopt Shanghai because Shanghai is not a democracy, nor Singapore is a democracy. We are a democracy, so we have to work within the democracy. Now, when we say just simple thing for smart, you have a stop line, you have a zebra line, you are supposed to stop behind. Imagine if you are fined 5,000 rupees if you cross the stop line. Will you ever cross the stop line? And that has to be deducted by the camera. That is smart, and that should be clearly enforced. Do you know in the Act of Parliament, in the Parliament, the current government proposed a fine of 5,000 rupees for stopping the zebra line, and it was not. The fine is 20,000 rupees. भारत देश, हमारा भारत देश, दिल्ली सरकार, अब वो ये सब आप रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं तो आई कैन नॉट से ओके, हमारी दिल्ली, मेरी दिल्ली, 20,000 रुपए फाइन है. So that is it. So that becomes smart, and then it can go into your bank account. It is happened. So smart. Good lighting, absolutely good lighting. When we did the first street, our local corporator who came, साहेब तुम्ही इतकं रुंद फुटपाथ करताय, मोठा फुटपाथ केला, तिथे झाडी आहे, झाडी आणि फुटपाथ म्हणजे गडबड होणार, खूप गडबड होणार. अच्छा साहेब तुम्ही काळजी करू नका, गडबड होणार नाही, आम्ही चांगली लाईट देऊ. यू अंडरस्टँड गडबड होणार म्हणजे काय? ओके, गडबड होणार, आम्ही भरपूर लाईट देऊ. लाईटिंग वरती आमचं दरवेळेला युद्ध असतं इलेक्ट्रिकल डिपार्टमेंट बरोबर. साहेब एवढं पुरेनं लाईट. आय सेड देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड ॲडिक्वेट लाईट, देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड गुड लाईट, देर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड excellent light. We want excellent light on the street, so that when my father is walking on the street, he can see something which is fallen there. So kalko, the second thing is the quality of the surface that we have. Tomorrow my father or my mother falls down and she has a knee operation, who is going to pay for it? That is what a city is all about. So the smart needs to be in terms of technology which can be put in, particularly there, and that is what smart is. I don't know whether the stonework is smart. Some people said that is very smart. So it is a question of, how do you perceive this? So this is one. And what was the other question?
Dadar.
How do you look at the, so it is the ROW. All of us know this language, ROW, right of way, property to property. This is the right of way. Now you have to have equitable distribution of road space. The whole concept is equitable distribution. सबको सबका हक मिलना चाहिए. This is in the constitution. So as architects now I think in the syllabus and government has made it compulsory that in first year you have to teach Indian constitution. We must know our constitution. So सब हकदार है. तो कौन? दुकानदार है. दुकानदार के पैदल जाने वाला है, फिर व्हील चेयर वाला है, फिर हॉकर है, फिर कार है, बस है, अगर मेट्रो होगी तो मेट्रो है, ट्रैम होगी तो ट्रैम है, पार्किंग भी है, पेड़ भी है, सर्विसेज भी है, सबको जगह चाहिए. अब ये बार्टर है और ये नेगोशिएशन है. जितनी बड़ी सड़क होगी उस सारे नेगोशिएशन में 90% स्पेस तो हमारा टार लेके जाता है, समुंदर है वो. बिकॉज वी आर पुटिंग, आई एम नथिंग अगेंस्ट कार्स, एब्सोल्युटली नथिंग अगेंस्ट कार. आई ट्रैवल बाय कार, आई हैव कार, आई डोंट हैव ओनली ए कार, आई हैव कार्स. ओके. So now the point is, what trip do I make out of the car is the question. Now this is very critical, I couldn't explain. If I want to go and buy, let us say, banana and maybe something just next door, 100 meters in Pune and I don't know in Mumbai, I will take out my two-wheeler and I will take my two-wheeler not only to the footpath, or I will take it into the shop and say, bhai de do saman. This is our habit. And then if the reverse, I can take the same two-wheeler back into my house and take it into my bedroom and sleep like this. This is what has happened. So can I convert my shorter trips into walking, provided when walking is safe? The DP road where I stay and where I live, my wife says that you are the biggest hypocrite. You use the car all the time to go and I use your footpath. I use your footpath. Now the second thing is 1.5 kilometer मेरे को सब्जी लेके जाना है. So this is my experience when I used to go to Reliance, सब्जी खरीदने जाते थे, तब टाइम भी होता था. I used to take a car. From my parking, I go to Reliance, I park it over there. Then I go into the Reliance mall, I take that trolley, I put everything over there, and this is my dream. When I used to take this trolley and when the counter से जाता, यार मैं trolley घुमा घुमा के सीधा घर ले जाऊं. मैं नहीं लेके जा सकता इस ट्रॉली को घर। अब इस ट्रॉली को मैं लेके जाता हूँ बेसमेंट में, सारा सामान उठा के कार में डालता हूँ। अब कार लेके जाता हूँ मेरी पार्किंग में, उस पार्किंग से सारा सामान उठा के लिफ्ट के बाहर रखता हूँ, फिर मैं लिफ्ट का दरवाजा खोलता हूँ, वो सारा सामान लिफ्ट के दरवाजे के अंदर रखता हूँ, फिर मैं ऊपर जाता हूँ, फिर दरवाजा फिर से खोलता हूँ, लिफ्ट का दरवाजा बाहर निकालता हूँ, क्योंकि ज़्यादा देर लिफ्ट खुली रखी तो ऊपर से अरे देसाई दरवाजा बंद करा ऐसी आवाज़ आ जाएगी। And then I press my bell and then I again lift it into my living room. From there it goes into the kitchen. How many trips I am doing? Just imagine if there was this whole cart or a what you call, I always use this pram, old pram. From my home I would have taken the pram, put it into the lift, gone down and taken the pram straight to Reliance, which is only 150 meters from my house. But the footpath has to be at exactly same level and I should be able to take this. Wouldn't I save the number of trips of the car within the neighborhood? That's all. Number of trips to be saved. How many people in Mumbai drop their kids to the school in their car? We just keep on dropping our car and the school की बाहर पूरी भीड़ लगी हुई है. My brother-in-law stays in Seawood Estate. वो DPS के बाहर 1.5 घंटा पूरा चौक रहता वहाँ पे. So shorter trips need to be converted. And that is what Harish Setu we are trying to do. We are saying, I want to go to the temple, I want to go, let us say, for a tennis playing, young kids. Is cycle safe? Will I send my kid? How many of you went to school on bicycle? Mumbai. Raise hands. How many went to school by walking? Okay, so many. How many will send your kids on bicycle, your kids to school on bicycle? How many of you will send? No one will send because bicycle is not safe at all. So the whole thing is safety. Everybody must get that space and that is what you should negotiate. I can understand larger cities have different problem, but Kolhapur doesn't have the same problem. Nasik doesn't have the same problem. But we have started treating all cities in a similar fashion and that is what we should do. And hawkers have a right, it's the act of parliament. So you cannot say that mere ko hawker nahi chahiye. But they cannot become hindrance on your movement. You saw the Dadar slide, na? You have the space to walk. Mumbai is the best example of Sion to King's Circle to Kudada Circle. Look at the wide footpaths we had. And the footpaths used to go, here we are going at, they used to go down and up, down and up. I used to come every year to my Nani's place in Santa Cruz from Delhi. And I used to enjoy Hindu Colony, Kudada Circle, King's Circle, all these places. So Mumbai had this culture, but now walking has become very alien, We want to go from helicopter to helicopter at rooftops also, which is fine. Yes, any other question? Hungry? I am not. Yeah, no questions from the back? No? There's some hiding behind the columns, Aram se. Maybe afternoon nap, siesta time, Goa siesta time. Yes.
Hello. Mine is not a question, it's a comment. Your presentation was mesmerizing and educating both at the same time. It has actually shown a path to students to alternative practice and its working model. You have almost worked like Satyajit Ray, who used to actually do the painting job somewhere and used to make films simultaneously. So painting job, perhaps the way is to make strips, cartoon strips and all that. You used to teach and that's how you started. Now perhaps you don't teach anymore. So that was wonderful. I mean, I feel I learned from that. Secondly, you also showed us the way to get funding for such projects, to tie up with local political leader. I'm saying all this because I used to do these works 20 years back. We had done Kala Goda development and fountain, but unfortunately we got very little funding. So many of our projects died. BMC didn't take up any initiative. It took very long to materialize. We submitted street furniture catalogs, but it took 10-15 years. By the time we had shut down our practice and I had switched off to teaching, full-time teaching, I do a little bit of practice. But thanks in all, and your work was amazing. So I've learned a great deal. Yeah.
Thank you. But let me tell you, I actively teach also. Though I had a school, I don't believe in to sit on the chair at all. I am active in the studio. I teach my third year BR students, and I am teaching third year for last 30 years. That's it. And I also take a first year class, and I also take a final year class. So teaching is a passion, and you can't be away from students because it's the young minds whom you need to nurture. And pure. We used to do interiors also, again utilitarian interiors, not the flashy interiors. So we do sometimes things here and there in building works also, but that is how it is. And that's it. Thanks for the kind words, and I'm sure somebody sitting over here will also take this path. And there are many, many, many youngsters. Let me tell you, it is a huge generation of people who are into this kind of a work now. And every city wants to be transformed. Okay, no more questions?
Hello, sir. Sir, how difficult it is to deal with the corporators and the people who are inside the government body?
How difficult is it to
deal with those corporators and government people? And also one more question is, sir, जब ऐसे projects आते हैं which is in public domain, उस टाइम पे एक लिस्ट आती है हमारे पास कि ये मटीरियल आप यूज़ कर सकते हो. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल ये वेंडर इस पॉलिटिशियन का पहचान वाला है, या फिर ये ग्रिल लगाना है, या फिर स्टैंपिंग करना ही है, तो उस पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन में हम कैसे इंटरवीन कर सकते हैं सो दैट वी कैन चेंज दैट मटीरियल पैलेट?
नेविगेट करना पड़ता है, और इतना बुरा भी नहीं है, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. You should be able to tell the person that this benefits, you know, and though there could be many other layers to it, what you are mentioning, we don't succumb to it at times. Most of the time, whatever we have done has never been part of the DSR, nor in the PW DSR, nor in the Pune Municipal Corporation DSR. Over a period of time, we have got it in. These references also come, and we don't take the full responsibility out of it, and we are very sure if it is not going to be beneficial, then we will not recommend. You know, we will not recommend, we don't recommend. And there is somebody, there are many layers in it, you know, and you do find some people who will start supporting you if you are talking simple logic. You know, there are many other ways also where things are happening. So if you are there, you are actually one over here and there is a lot happening over there. So you can still carve out a way. You need to be very, very strong in it, and you don't have to fight, you don't have to get into an argument, but you have to be very patient and understand and change, bring in a change. I will tell you this stonework that we did. Now there was no interest over there, but the engineers, ये stonework का है, ये इतना पुराना सब जगह stone होता रहता है, कोई नया use करो. What they wanted in the main street, maybe Italian marble, I don't know what they wanted, granite polished and all. So finally we told the contractor, ऐसा है कि you have to make a sample, it is in the contract. You first make a sample, then we will decide, and then we will discard it, don't worry. But sample is to be made. Now they are stuck because the sample is to be made, it is in the contract, the item is in there. We made the sample, and this is very interesting. When we made the sample, there was a shop there, and there was a lady in the shop, and she said that the sitting that you are making in front of it, and she started fighting with her employees. Okay, this is going to block my view. Now there are two layers. एक तो हम material से लड़ रहे हैं, और there is a owner there who is on the street shop. This person from my office came to me and said, "Sir, देखिए ना वो इतना कह रही है, हमारे को stone work सारा रुकवा दिया उसने शॉप के सामने, which is 450 high." I went and talked to the lady. I said, "Ma'am, what is the problem?" नहीं, इससे मेरा सारा व्यू ब्लॉक हो रहा है. बोला, "मैम, कोई व्यू ब्लॉक नहीं हो रहा, आपके सारे सिटीजन जो चल के आ रहे हैं, their eye level is 1.5, थोड़ा नहीं. उनका मेरे को तो लग रहा है कि आपके यहाँ सारे लोग ना रेंगते हुए आते हैं सांप की तरह." कहते इसका मतलब क्या है? उनका इसका मतलब कोई नहीं है, मीन्स आप तो कह रहे हैं कि व्यू ब्लॉक हो रहा है. व्यू ब्लॉक तो अगर सांप की तरह कोई रेंगते हुए आया तो ही होगा, नहीं तो नहीं होगा. So she didn't say anything. She built the whole thing. Within 2 days she comes and goes and tells our office staff, the same girl, बहुत अच्छा बना है, this is very nice. You know, the husband sits on that sitting over there and the wife is busy shopping in my shop. My shopping has gone up. So you have to be persuasive, you have to be very confident, but it takes a long journey. There is a 20-year journey behind it of patience. There are people like Sujit Patwardhan who have been batting for it. But for materials, यू हैव टू। अच्छा, दूसरा ये है कि आपको क्यों लगता है कि ये लोग बहुत डिफिकल्ट है? प्राइवेट में कोई बहुत आसान है क्या? आप पूछ लीजिए जो प्राइवेट में प्रैक्टिस करते हैं। इट्स नॉट सो इजी इन प्राइवेट ऑल्सो। वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू ए इंटीरियर, my son is an architect, so they are trying to handle an interior, and there are an Aji and Azoba. They are not willing to listen to anything that is to be done in a kitchen. And my wife was listening to these online conversations, ये तो कोई सुन ही नहीं रहे। अरे अब ये तो प्राइवेट सिर्फ कपल एक क्लाइंट है वो भी नहीं सुन रहा, यहाँ पे कॉर्पोरेटर भी नहीं सुन रहा, तो आपको तो नेगोशिएट करना ही पड़ेगा। आर्किटेक्ट हैज टू बी ए लॉयर, he has to be a lawyer, he should be able to plead to the judge, जज साहब ये ऐसे ऐसे होगा, ये ऐसे ऐसे होगा। हिंदी पिक्चरें देखते हो ना, नेविगेट करो। आई एम बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट इन दिस। आर्किटेक्ट नीड्स टू नो हाउ टू नेविगेट, he has to navigate and he has to convince, convincing power होनी चाहिए और धीरे धीरे डेवलप होती है। That's why what we are trying to say is work with people with whom, whatever direction, whether you want to work in interiors, whether you want to work in something, try to look for who will invest time and their experience in you and share that with you rather than keeping to yourself. So our youngest of the person also walks in sometime, trainee, मैंने कहा ये कौन है trainee? मैंने कहा कमिश्नर के कमरे में आ रहा है क्योंकि वो लैपटॉप की बैग मेरी लेके आ रहा है। So within 1 month he is in the commissioner. We took us 30 years to enter the commissioner's cabin. 30 years. So I think हो जाता है। Yes. Any other? Done? Sorry for that large presentation at a Concorde speed. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Every word, thoughts, suggestions, and insights shared by you are invaluable for us to move ahead in each of our journeys. Thank you, sir, for motivating and encouraging us today. It indeed has a great privilege to hear you. We would like to present a memento to the guest speaker, and for that, we call upon Professor Alka Tawri, ma'am. We would like to present a memento to the guest speaker, and for that we call upon Professor Alka Tawri ma'am, Anil Nagraj sir and Deepak Chauhan sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. After the vote of thanks, we request everyone to move to the amphitheater for the official photographs. We also request the students to kindly be seated till the dignitaries leave the auditorium after the vote of thanks. We would now like to call upon Professor Kalyani Salvi ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
Desai sir, your ethical, research-oriented, thoughtful speech will definitely give hopeful disha to our students. Today's convocation ceremony blown away by his visionary speech. He is urbanist, he is educationist, he is research person, he is principal architect who has been involved in Smart City initiative with his extraordinary passion. Prasanna Desai sir, we sincerely applaud to for gracing this momentous event. Further, I express my gratitude to our ever supporting management for their guiding vision and the support. Nation develops on the strength of education, and as institution builder, you have touched and changed the lives of students and generations of students. Thank you for being catalyst in transforming the lives of many students. I thank you, Shri Mapankar sir. I thank you, Shri Deepak Chauhan sir. I thank you, Architect Purnima Rajhe ma'am. I thank you, Shailesh Acharya sir, to grace this occasion. My sincere thanks to our former director and founder member, Architect Anil Nagraj sir, who has been the pillar of strength for the institution and whose compassion and mentoring has been pivotal step to our students. Professor Alka Tawri ma'am, our principal and the perennial guiding force for all the faculty members and all students. I thank you for envisioning and spearheading this great grand event of convocation. This gesture will go a long way in the memory lane of our graduating students. The entire convocation team of our faculty deserves appreciation, who manage food, volunteering, and then videography, photography, technical, printing, seating, hall arrangement under the guidance of our principal. The non-teaching staff, the silent worker behind the scene who deserve the special thanks. Parshu Kaka, we are grateful towards your organizing skills which are exceptional. A million thanks to our non-teaching staff, special gratitude to Ms. Mantri ma'am, our hard-working registrar along with her team. In addition, bunch of thanks to volunteer students from freshers to final years who have been working hard to arrange this event. We are grateful to all the parents for their trust in us and leaving their wards in our care for 5 years. Finally, congratulations for graduating all students. For the first time, you are the author of next chapter of your life. To our passionate graduates, go confidently towards what you want to achieve. Achieve your dreams. Live your life you have imagined and keep making us proud. I end my speech here and looking forward to getting together soon to celebrate your achievements. Now, I request everyone to stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
वंदे मातरम.